Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype Reese. And all the way from PSXP, we have Miss Haley, the Platinum Princess. How you doing?
Could be better. I got a not great phone call today, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's just about a doctor's appointment I've only been trying to have for 9 months.
Jesus, let me guess, they postponed it yet again?
So it was supposed to be April 15th, and we moved it to May 2nd, and then I got a phone call while I was at work today. Hey, the doctor's unavailable tomorrow afternoon.
This is just... Is that just like the Canadian healthcare system that we hear so much about being great?
It's true.
No, this is this is for my endocrinologist.
That was a word.
It sure is. Essentially, this is for my medication related to being. This doctor is only in on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she's apparently sick, so she will not be in tomorrow. So
that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully that they can get it scheduled for next week versus like another month.
Oh, they said the 21st is her first available date, and I told them the 21st doesn't work because I'm already scheduled for a Dollar Tree that day.
Oh, well, that sucks. And
that's what's going on here.
9 months.
Yeah. So at this point in my transition, I only see her like once every 6 months, and then she's been sick every time we've had the appointment scheduled. So
that sounds like bullshit.
I actually kind of blew up on the receptionist earlier, and I was like, "Look, I have another appointment tomorrow as well that I wasn't canceled. We'll just figure out the rescheduling then, so I'm not shouting at you on the phone."
That sounds like a very amenable way to handle that. Like, all right, I'm not dealing with this. We'll focus on it later. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. What you been up to? What you been playing, Haley?
It's basically just been Fallout and Fallout and Fallout.
Awesome. Are we playing multiple different Fallouts or just one Fallout?
On XP, I said I was playing a bit of 76. That's gone completely to the wayside now that the next gen update for Fallout 4 is out. So, just been entirely playing Fallout 4 since it re-released on PS5. I reached level 24 last night. I'm running a bit of a different build this time, and I say build loosely because you can kind of just use any weapons you want in Fallout 4. But when I say build, when I start it, like when you meet, like, did you play Fallout 4, Dev? Or?
For about 30 minutes.
Okay, so when you meet the Vault Tech rep and you pick your stats, right?
Yes.
Okay. I put endurance all the way to 10, right to start with.
Okay.
Normally I go for like a more evened out build, but I was like, let's see how this works. Oh, it's so good. The first perk that I grabbed was the perk that essentially goes, yeah, you're human on the outside. Radiation now heals you.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. You can still die to radiation, like, if you're not careful. Like, if you're standing there and you're getting, like, 50 plus rads at a time, you're going to die. But, like, it'll heal you if you're taking damage, so it's really useful.
Interesting.
Yeah. I've been enjoying it. I picked, like, they gave you some free Creation Club content as well, but I actually, like, they got me. I bought a couple. I bought some Creation Club points to get some extra stuff that's in there, and they've got some pretty decent stuff.
They gave you some free stuff, so you chipped in, right? That makes sense.
Yeah. Twice. I think I've spent $25 on Creation Club points, and mostly bought Creation Club weapons. So I've got like a weapon now that just does arc damage. And it doesn't reload either. So it's like, hey, you have 500 bullets. Yeah, the reload animation is just you pressing square. That's it.
Nice.
So it'll just fire a lightning beam in a continuous bolt. It's really good. I've also got the anti-material rifle. That's pretty fun. And I haven't found it in the world yet, but I also got the prototype Gauss rifle. Gauss. I don't know how they pronounce it because it's never said aloud as a weapon title in the game, and it wasn't in Fallout 3 either. But
I don't know how to pronounce it.
You know,
I don't either.
I don't know what you're talking about. So.
Kevin might.
Kevin might, but is Kevin here is the question.
No, he's not.
He's always here. He's always with us.
Yeah, that's fair. It fires a different type of ammo, and it's basically just like an explosive lightning projectile. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I haven't actually done all of the free stuff they've given you, like the Enclave stuff. Haven't encountered that because it's high level stuff. And once you start it, like you'll continually be attacked by remnants of the Enclave. So as you explore the wasteland, but I have started the robot DLC. So been doing that. And then weirdly enough, one of the faction side quests for the Brotherhood, it's like the first one because like I deliberately put off the main story in a way where like I'm obviously going to try to go for the platinum again, so I want to get all of the faction achievements on one save so I can just like go as high level as I want.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been putting it off so I can make a manual save at the point of no return where you have to pick a faction and go from there. Because I can just save and reload until I'm ready,
makes
right?
Sense.
Yep. And then so I've been putting it off, but the first Brotherhood faction side quest I got is like, hey, you have to go to Far Harbor to complete this.
Far Harbor?
you have to go to Maine to complete this quest for us.
I'll never forget that when that happened with Kev. You know, he must have said Far Harbor like 1,000 times that year.
I will not do my terrible
Kevin impersonation.
No, I was going to say
Far Harbor.
Yeah, I was not going to do my terrible.
Not even
going
to try.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. It's just great to be back in there, and
Sounds
I almost
like
almost have my most annoying achievement that put me off getting the platinum for so long out of the way. I'm at 83% out of 100 for the settlement happiness.
Oh, I forgot all about that part. Yeah, that'd be a
my-
trophy I'd
my-
never get.
Was there
my
like
guide
base
for it
building
is-
or something?
Yeah, so it's base building related, but once you like have like you like my tip for it like is I grab one companion, take him to Red Rocket, which is where you find the dog in the game.
Red Rocket, boy, Red Rocket.
You take one human companion because unfortunately dog meat doesn't count for settlement happiness for some reason. Like he counts as a member, but he doesn't attribute to it because he's a dog. I don't know why that doesn't work. Anyways, I put one companion at Red Rocket and just do all the necessary stuff to like make him happy. And then if you continually visit it, the settlement happiness goes up. It takes about 2 hours of like real time of like leaving and coming back to do it, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, but I've spread it out. I haven't done it
know
like
that.
leave and come back 2 hours. I've just gone.
They gotta give you something. They
come
can't
back.
make like a
Yeah.
game where the gunplay is any good. So they're like, well, we'll just make them.
Hey, I mean, to be fair,
all
the
these base
gunplay of
building
this
things.
is better than it was in 3.
That's not being fair at all. That's nothing. You're talking about a publisher that makes Wolfenstein and Doom. Just make it play good, and I'll play it. Fallout seems great, and then I like handed a gun and do stuff, and they're like, and here's how you do the slowdown, and I was like, oh, what the hell? Never mind.
It's not a first-person shooter, so.
But it should be. But it could be, right? And it'd just be better.
But
It's
it's an RPG, and I love RPGs.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to play it as a first-person shooter.
you don't
Like,
play
would
it
I play
anyway,
the-
so it doesn't matter.
would I
Nobody
play
asked.
the Fallout?
Nobody asked. Nobody asked
I
you.
played plenty of
I
Fallout.
wasn't
3.
asking you what
Fucker.
it would take for you to play it. I was voicing what it would take for me to play it. That's all.
Yes, I know.
You weren't included.
You'd just be playing.
You
it
weren't
all
in.
wrong.
You
terrible.
weren't included.
It's terrible.
You weren't polled. You didn't
You
get
do
the
better.
survey. Was it your
Do
survey?
better.
It was my
I'm
survey.
here. It's always my survey.
It was my survey.
That's how this works. First-person shooter Fallout.
It could be third person. Just make it shoot better. Make the
I
shooting
mean,
fun.
4 does shoot well. 76 doesn't, but 4 does shoot well.
Mm.
You can aim down sights
not
in
played
4. You
76.
couldn't in 3 or New Vegas.
Yeah. I'm glad you're having fun anyway.
Me too.
Fallout's never been my thing.
I know.
I've been
So,
tempted to play it. I really
had very
enjoyed the
little
show.
input.
Oh, the show was
See?
so
And
good.
That is why we just get more shows. We'll just keep making more shows. You make the damn show, and people play the thing. You just make another
Yeah.
show. People play the thing, and the show is fucking a lot easier and faster to make than the next game. So you just keep
That's
making
true.
shows. We don't even need games. Why are we even doing this? Just make show. We'll just have shows. We'll just all watch the games.
Well, it's like toys, they made, the cartoons to sell the toys. So they're making the show to sell the games, like resell the games. It's all, it's a cycle. It's a cyclical. It's just what we do. Make shows.
Not on the
people
Wii.
want to buy this game.
Yeah,
we.
not what we do.
We, as an American.
That's what
capitalism.
you do.
We.
That's what you do.
I'm not doing any of it.
That's a y'all
I'm not
thing.
selling or buying or anything. I got Fallout 4 for free. The gold edition at that.
Nice.
Never.
I think I have it too. I have it, and I've never played either. So yeah.
30 minutes. I was like, no, I'm not right now. Not right now.
It's a shame. I love like
Stellar Blade though.
The old school stuff, like the old music and like the little 50s motif and stuff. It's great. I love all that stuff. And then actually playing it. No, never mind.
You should try it. I don't know. Maybe you should try the first one.
I want it to be like, but BioShock, right? Like Fallout, but BioShock the game. Do that. I'll play that.
That unfortunately doesn't work with the lore.
I think it does, though. It could. Like, it totally can. Like, you could have a game that plays like BioShock, but is Fallout. It totally works.
He just wants a different game. That's what it is.
100%.
Fallout.
100%.
Different game.
Like, let
Give
Ubisoft.
old timey ass music in this dilapidated
let's let the Far Cry
area.
team make a Fallout game, and they'll do it. And like, they fixed it. We fixed the game. It's good now. And then we can all play.
No.
This is like the people who keep going, give In Exile the Fallout license. No. Wasteland is good. Do not make what the Wasteland devs make Fallout. Thank you.
This is why we
I
can
could
have
see
multiple different games and multiple different
I could see that.
genres.
I could see
something
good
for
of a
everybody.
Fallout Wasteland, a tactics thing. That would make sense.
Or we could just have Wasteland and Fallout and they can just be their own things.
You could do that
like they
too,
are
but
now.
if you put the Fallout logo on it, it probably sells more. So it's probably in their best interest to do so.
Nah. Leave things alone. Let them be their things.
Okay, well, we see what happens to the studios that leave things alone.
Even if they don't leave things alone, they're still going to get closed. That's just how the world works right now.
We see how that happens. You see how this looks.
Do great, sell things, close them, sell them off, become absorbed by
Sad
somebody
times.
else.
Not enough.
Yeah. Can never say that, apparently.
Anyway.
Yeah. I've been playing Stellar Blade and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, not really.
Yeah.
She doesn't have much of an ass. She really doesn't. Like, she's got a butt. Little booties matter, apparently.
Okay, here's a comparison that I can't believe I have to ask. Who has more ass, Eve from Stellar Blade or Tom Holland? And you cannot tell me you don't know the answer to this.
I don't know.
I don't
I have
either.
no idea.
Have you watched the Spider-Man movie?
I mean, I have, but I wasn't looking at Tom Holland's
Not in
ass.
some time. Yeah. Like, no. There's no to that question, actually.
Okay, for reference, this came
I don't
up
think
with
I've seen the last couple. I'm way behind.
I've seen them all once.
Not since Donnie did the MCU years ago. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute. Yes. No, this came up in a Games Mess related discussion earlier. So
Zendaya does not have an ass. She's no.
John 32.
Also, hey. It's Zendaya, not Zendaya.
I don't care.
No. I'm telling John 32. Spell it correctly. It's spelled with a Z.
A what?
Z.
Oh, God. Where am I?
Welcome
Z.
to Canada.
Canada.
Is the rest of the world does call it a Z. That's the thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're in America right now, so we're gonna say Z. All right. God damn it.
All right. So you're liking Stellar Blade. It's fun.
Yeah. Stellar Blade is great. I'm having a great time. Eve is fully clothed because the outfit that I have her in, I think, just looks dope. So,
excellent.
Yeah. Combat is more difficult than I thought it would be, but it's still really satisfying. Donnie, you could play this on story mode and it would feel like Devil May Cry. I watched I watched Ed Placencia of Married to the Games. I was watching him play it on stream.
I saw Ed was playing it, yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, the only reason I'm playing this is because there was a story mode. Like, he played the demo, I was like, this is way too hard. There's no way I'm gonna get good at this. But when he found there was a story mode, he picked it up, and yeah, it's way easier with story mode. You die still, but it's more of a hack and slash.
Yeah.
parry timing is a lot easier, dodge timing is a lot easier, but like the regular mode, oh man, the regular enemies will take you out. If you just kind of mess up and miss a parry and get caught in an animation, you're gonna die. But it's really fun. I'm actually enjoying the story, trying to figure out where everything is going. The combat is
Story's
great.
interesting. And the couple reviews that I mentioned or that I perused, they were kind of killing the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
I
Skillet.
saw
That's
that too.
a common thing. It
Story
seems
as
like
well.
a common take. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying the story. Like
Okay.
it's very Matrixy.
Here's the comparison I saw Skillet make. Dev, did you ever play Nier Automata?
Absolutely not.
I
I keep
have.
hearing Nier all the time. I never
Yeah,
played
Nier's
it.
awesome.
that may be why Deb is enjoying.
Nier's fucking dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never played
awesome.
Nier. Never played it.
And like a surprise great Switch port. Game looks great on Switch.
Yeah,
it's very nice.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Nier for me, but yeah, I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying running around and killing bad guys and collecting things and getting all my upgrades and all of that good stuff, and then fighting these fucking ginormous ass bosses that will.
Is it open like Nier? You just like run around the world like Nier?
So
Again,
from what I've
not played Nier,
heard,
I have no fucking clue.
okay,
Nier's like
so
open
from
world.
Yes, from
This
what
is
I've
not
heard, there's
open world.
two hub areas you can run around and explore.
Okay. Yeah, Nier's open world, and then you
reviews.
get into missions that have like linear segments. And one of the cool things about Nier, not that I'm even trying to sell you on it, but one of my favorite things that Nier does is it changes the perspective of the game a shit ton.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You will see in sequence, like in the same battle or the same like little mission sequence, you will go from full rain 3D control to like a side-scrolling platformer to like a top-down perspective. You may take like a vehicle or a ship, or like it is
a bullet runner,
moving all of that stuff. It's a lot of different, like like its own little segment will feel like 4 different games, just like in just that one bit of play, and then you just go back to like the open world hack and slash game. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, haven't played it. Have no intentions to play it, so I'll never know.
But, oh, that's fine. I wouldn't think Nier would be a game you'd play, Dev, because it has 26 endings.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know I did one. And they're like, you got to keep going. I was like, yeah, I know, I'm done.
My favorite thing was I accidentally got one of the endings because I accidentally blew up on the spaceship. Oops, triggered an ending.
Yeah, no, that's too much. I don't know how many endings Stellar Blade has. I'll find out at some point. But digging the story, digging the combat loop, digging all the upgrades. Yeah, it's not open world. It's just like open area. So there's just different segments of the world you'll go to. There's one central hub area that is like where the humans have decided to make home or whatnot. And from there you get access to different places that are just open area. So you can run around the area, find the ways to get to all the different segments of this world.
I'm trying to get an idea for scale. So game that you like, is it like Kena?
Jedi Fallen Order. It's kind of like that. It's in terms of the scale of the different levels.
That's pretty open then.
Yeah. It's an open area. And you can fast travel using phone booths and stuff like that. And there are certain segments, like you'll get to like a dungeon that is a linear area within.
It sounds like Nier. Nier is open world, but like it's not the whole. It's not like Breath of the Wild. It's an area. It's an area, and you can go around the area, and the area has different hubs and dungeons and things that you take off to the side and whatnot. But there's just like an open, like a hub world.
Yeah, that's Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah,
that's my comparison. Very, very similar. Even like combat wise, it's similar.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm digging it. So I'm gonna keep on playing that. It'll probably be the only thing I'm playing until fucking who knows when.
Outlaws?
Maybe June. Huh?
Hellblade 2. 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm not playing Hellblade 2.
Why? That's why I said Outlaws, Dev.
No, probably not Outlaws. I'll probably be playing Destiny when that comes out in June. Okay. And not Lightfall. It's not Lightfall.
Lightfall's out on PS Plus in like 5 days.
Ship.
Final Shape.
Space Human.
Yes. Yeah. You can go play your Hellblade. I won't be playing.
Starry Space.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's great.
It's great.
How's vacation going, Donnie?
It's fine. I feel like I'm not doing anything. Like, like I don't have a whole lot to say. I got my massage. It was nice. I went out to lunch with my wife today. I rescued her from work.
Nice.
I took her out for lunch. Yesterday I was hanging out the car shop, kind of messing around with the car. But yeah, I told my wife it's like just kind of like a waste of a vacation. It doesn't feel wasteful to me. It's just I don't have anything to say. If people ask you like, "How's your vacation?" Like, yeah, I woke up and did things. I'm not really doing anything. Playing some games.
That sounds incredible to me. Like that is an amazing vacation.
I am sleeping. I will tell you that. Like I've slept a lot so far, to the point where like tomorrow, like I'm probably gonna wake up early because at this point I'm almost worried about my own sleep schedule. Like I think it was Saturday. Saturday, I remember. I slept a lot. Like way too much. Like I must have slept from like 10 that night to almost noon, maybe even afternoon.
Oh man, that's glorious.
Like I woke up a couple times, I got something to drink, used the bathroom, went back to sleep.
Your body needed it.
Like sleep. Like I slept. I slumbered. And then most every day, like I'm not getting out of bed until like 11.
Oh my God. Just reminds me of summertime.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is.
When I used to work for Walmart.
It doesn't feel like a vacation. It's like I'm out of school this week.
Yeah, I love it.
That's really what's going on. Like I rolled out of bed, went to my massage, got lunch.
Doesn't school end for you guys soon?
Soon, yeah. My daughter's got a couple more weeks and then they're out.
Same.
Yeah.
Ours doesn't end until end of June, so
that's how it used to be.
Tomorrow I think is tomorrow I'm going to the movies and I'm gonna do some games. And then Friday I'm gonna day drink, and wife's taking off early, so we have some time before the kids get home.
Which movie there, Donnie?
Yeah. I'm gonna go see Abigail.
Oh, I want to see it so bad.
Yeah, to catch me up on I've seen so many horror movies this year already. Like already, I could record decade of horror. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what it was. It's very different than last year. Last year, I went on this really, really long drought where I just didn't want to watch anything. And I think it might just ultimately be like the movies that came out last year, the new ones, I just wasn't that into. And the movies that are coming out this year, like I'm into a lot of them.
Yeah.
And when I started putting them on the calendar, I realized quickly, I was like, I can't wait until like September. I won't finish. I'll never get through all of these. I've got I think I have 40 horror movies I want to watch this year.
Jesus Christ.
And not like half of them are like old movies, like this year. They all come out this year. So I've watched like 20. I've watched like 15, 17 or so already. So yeah, I'm gonna go see Abigail and then The Strangers in a couple weeks, and then Quiet Place, 0 or The Beginning or whatever the hell the prologue's called.
I forget what the prologue is called. Yeah,
but that one's not too far away. So yeah, I've been watching a lot of movies. I've almost watched the complete Sopranos this week. That's another thing I've been doing.
Nice.
Yeah, because now I don't have to worry about like watching TV with my wife or anything like that, so I can like veg out. Right, she's got something to watch, I've got something to watch. Like my wife, she usually does the series, and I usually don't stick around for the series, but I also don't think she'd want to sit down and just binge watch The Sopranos. So I started that over the weekend, and I'm almost done. Like I think I'm almost like through season.
I should
4.
probably watch that at some point. I should also probably watch The Wire too. But now that I have
that thing, do
you like those sort of things?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't know. I mean, like I watch a lot of cop and stuff drama. I know The Wire is more cop based than
Sopranos. The Wire is definitely cop based.
Sopranos is the mob, but
mafia stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like deep mafia stuff. You got to be into like not like the Godfather mafia stuff. You've got to be into like the day-to-day mundane mafia stuff, like local level stick-ups and
street level stuff.
Yeah, petty stuff. That's The Sopranos.
Yeah, that'd be fine. I mean, like these are
like
not
Goodfellas and The Godfather like romanticize the mafia. So The Sopranos is like Seinfeld of that.
Yeah.
These people just daily life as a mob boss. You know, he's in therapy, he's dealing with his family and shit. You know,
like
it's just
I do like a lot of those shows, right? Like I like Blind Spot. I like which is, you know, the FBI. And
never heard of it.
Donnie probably has because Ashley Johnson is in it.
I'm aware of it. I've never watched it,
yeah,
but I didn't even know that's what it's called. But yeah, now you say that,
it's Dev, that one's about a woman. A woman wakes up in a bag in Times Square, no memory of like who she is, why she's there, or anything. Covered in tattoos.
And I mean, I would generally agree, John, but like some people are just not into the mafia thing, right? So that's why I asked.
All of the crimes, all the crimes they solve on Blind Spot, each one is related to a tattoo on the main character's body. So
that's a cool premise.
Yep. I really enjoy it. It's got about 100 episodes.
I had a friend of mine. He was dating a girl once. We went out to dinner, and she tried to explain to me how men overrate The Godfather, and it's a lackluster franchise that's just propped up because I didn't like it. And like I had like an hour-long debate across the table. I was like, "You have to understand and appreciate the performances." And I was like, "Seriously, you're gonna sit there and say that?" Pacino and Brando, and she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's just kind of lame." She's like, "I watched it. It's boring."
I've got a funny one for you. I have a coworker who didn't know what Scarface was because when I was talking about Scarface to another coworker, this coworker chimed in and went, "Is that a movie about a man with a scar on his face?"
It's not surprising. How old are your coworkers?
Yeah, Scarface is a bit. It's not. I mean, it's iconic. I don't want to say anything about it. For those of us that like these sorts of things, we've all watched it. We understand what it is. It doesn't have, I don't think, the far-reaching recognizability of like a Godfather or even a Goodfellas.
Fair enough. He didn't know what the Godfather was.
I think Goodfellas.
I was going to say he probably doesn't know the Godfather or Goodfellas either because they're young. These movies are old, and unless you're like into film and movies, you won't.
He's more into anime.
That's the difference,
more
though.
Into anime.
So, like Godfather and Goodfellas, those were, pictures of the year, Oscar. Like it reaches out. Scarface wasn't that. It's more of a schlocky, mafia movie, drug movie. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I've been watching Sopranos. I am playing games. Sorry, I got off on a tangent. I've played a bunch of Rock Band. I played a bunch of Rock Band 4. I almost shared
the guitar.
The guitar's great. It really is. Almost out of the box with no calibration, it worked great. And then I switched over to my surround sound because I wanted to like deafen the house and turn it up. And I did a little calibration because I thought latency was maybe off. And but it works great. The action on it's great. The buttons feel great to press. Like I'm not having nothing feels like it's misfiring. The neck attaches to the controller. Like we've had them where they separate, right? The neck off. This one doesn't. It's more like a hinge.
It folds.
Like it folds.
Yeah, that's how the guitar from the Beatles Rock Band was. It folds over.
So you snap it back. I will say that I don't think it feels, that particular connection doesn't feel like there's a little wiggle there that you can feel it if you put the right pressure the right way. It's a fingerprint magnet. Everything is glossy black on the face of it. So fingerprints, for days all over the thing. But playing, great. I think it's better than the one that I used to have for sure. I think it's an improvement. It's also, can be flipped. It's a left or right hander, like all in one.
Okay.
So that's nice. I had no problems with the receiver. I didn't even read the instructions. I pulled it out. I put the receiver in. I turned on the X, and it just connected. I was like, beautiful. Look how this works. And for anybody that's like, that's how it should work. You clearly have never. You didn't grow up trying to have these instruments in your house. They're notorious for having wireless issues. I
remember.
For those of us that have been around, like the idea of you to plug it in and it automatically syncs and works, that sounds like,
I wish.
Heaven. That's amazing. I wish. Right? So I'm really enjoying the guitar quite a bit, actually. So I've been playing that. I just restarted the campaign, and I remember it, but like, maybe don't remember exactly how far they went with the cheese on that campaign and how hilarious it is to see these people either deliver lines or improv for like just generic, no reason at all, and I love how disconnected like the gameplay is from the story. So like I started my band, you start off in this bar, you have one fan in the bar. So like this one person cheering you between songs. It's like, yeah, I love this song. It's just one singular person. But also you have like pyro and flames and shit pops out like in a bar, like sparks. I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy, stupid fun.
Rock Band has always been bad at that. In Rock Band 2, it was even worse because I think you were in a dive bar in like middle of New York, and it's still
so
doing that. I'm like,
so
what are you?
funny.
What is
and then
happening?
You get these little VH1 behind the music vignettes in between performances, and they're hilarious. You know, they're like, this is when the band realized that being on the road together is a lot harder than it was, and like everything's very generic and vague, but it's hilarious. It's hilarious. So I'm enjoying that. You mentioned Devil May Cry. It's hilarious. I've been playing Devil May Cry this week, like the Devil May Cry. I don't know why. I was on my Switch and I came across the icon and I was like, yeah, I haven't played Devil May Cry in years. Let's play Devil May Cry. So I've been playing Devil May Cry for a moment. I'm still getting through Life is Strange, the first one, which I'm playing on my iPad with my laser controller.
The master or the original?
The original.
Okay.
And having fun with that. I did go on a podcast. I went and hung out with the Super. What is it? Oh my God! Super Friends Unite. I hope I got that right. With Todd, Todd and Mark.
Friends?
Yeah.
Let's say Secret Friends Unite. Secret Friends Unite, I think is what. Yeah. Their co-op episode. I've been over there a few times, and I like hanging out with Todd and them. Whenever it goes live, I'll share the link. But we talked about like Switch 2 and how we would do it and what we'd like to see happen. I thought it was a pretty good conversation. So if you're looking for some more Donnie Nintendo talk, I've got a double dose coming. Which brings me to this game that I don't want to talk about for too long because we're already 30 minutes into the show and we have a lot of news. But I definitely wanted to bring it up because kind of blowing my damn mind last night. I got a recommendation for a game months ago on Steam that I had never heard before. And it was like, you know, like when you're on Steam and it's like, because you like these games, like you might like that little area. So usually when I see one of those, I'll click into it
already.
No, I've never heard of this game before. It's called El Shaddai. El Shaddai and like the ascension of the like Megatron or something.
Metatron.
Insane. Like this thing. JT says it's the SSD expansion worth it on the Xbox. Yes, both me and my son have one for sure. I had no idea what I was getting into this. I think it's because I do like games like No More Heroes or maybe Devil May Cry or God of War or something. I think that's why it's a hack and slash action beat 'em up. You know, it's a button masher and you just smash this button. As best as I can understand it, this game is set on the Book of Enoch. And I say as I understand it because I'm not even going to pretend like I know what the hell I'm talking about. I was talking to my wife.
Angel language. Enoch.
I was talking to my wife about this because I was showing her the screenshots. I was like, she was like, oh, that's like an old Hebrew, Catholic, like religious thing. So she told me about it. So so it's this Book of Enoch where I'm playing as Enoch, who I think is an angel, and I'm going to rescue other angels, I guess, and maybe fight Satan is the idea. I think. I don't really have it.
90% of this knowledge from, by the way.
I mean, I've 100% don't know how well I'm following the story. I'm still early on. I've only played for about an hour. And that's honestly not even the point that I care to talk about too much is the story, because whatever. In all seriousness, one of the most visually striking games I've ever played. Not in a... Because this is a remaster. This game's old. Came out like 20 years ago or something.
2011.
Yeah, super
PS3,
old.
360.
Jesus.
I remember it. Yeah.
I'm playing it on Switch. I put it on my wish list on Steam, and then I open up my Switch, and I'm looking at the new releases. I'm in the eShop, and I see that same game, and I'm like, oh shit, here this is again. And I click into it, and this was the first time I saw the visuals. I was like, well, that looks different. That's something I haven't seen before. Let me just buy it on a whim. And this is a little higher than my normal whim. It's $30 for it on Switch. And I was like, okay, who knows? Maybe I will like it. I'm not really playing a whole lot. You know, I don't have a lot. My wife's taken over my Switch lately. She's playing Animal Crossing. I haven't even played it a whole lot. So I get it. I start playing it. And striking is the word that comes to mind. Visually, striking, like in a way of like Mad World is or Okami is, like fucking stands out. Is different.
Would you compare it to Gris and how that's
Yeah, like it
Yeah.
jumps off the page at how it looks. You start in the beginning, you're on this giant hand sculpture falling from the heavens to earth as you set these archangels free, and you're fighting these globs of whatever that I think are like human souls. It's very Bayonetta, like you're literally falling through the clouds on this thing, and it feels very platinumish. And then you hit the ground, and you're in this like, I don't even know, like this watercolory sketched world. Everything's very angelic and bright and white and blue, right? And you're like, oh my god, like as you're running around and things are forming as they come into the distance. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, look how it looks good, but it's not like super polished or detailed or textured. It's not. It looks great in a stylistic way, like in a Beautiful Joe way, right? Not in a look how many pixels this game is pushing. So I'm following along doing this. Then I get thrown into like this matrixy looking screen of Hebrew text, and everything's glowing yellow, and I'm falling through it and on letters and everything. And then I land on this level to fight this guy that I don't know what he is. And I feel like I'm in No More Heroes 3 or something. This bright amber hue, sun setting, golden sun Japanese arena fighter. I'm like, this is insane. Then I fight that fight, and I get dropped into this monochromatic grayscale, follow this winding road to the end, like different experience, which leads me to uncover the domain of the Watchers, I think they're called. And I'm in like pixel cyberpunk Vegas, where everything is neon and lasers and colorful, and there's fireworks exploding in the sky, and I'm like, what the fuck is this game? Like I'm sitting the whole time, I'm like, what is happening? How does this game that I've never heard of, how does it go this hard in the style department? Like it really goes hard in the paint, like nothing I've seen before. It's probably an excellent like adaptation to Switch, right? Because I imagine it doesn't need a whole lot to run what it's doing, but what it's doing is still very impressive stylistically, right? Not performance, but stylistically, it's very impressive. And the combat's the combat. It is kind of like an old Devil May Cry. There's not a whole lot there. You get these weapons, you fight these people. They more or less just kind of mob around. It's not difficult or anything like that. It's hack and slash. I really do think the part of it is to keep progressing and seeing this artistic take on whatever it is the story is that they're trying to sell. And it does seem like they're trying, I don't know how accurate it is to its source material or anything like that. I don't even know if I would even know to tell the differences, but I will say that by first appearances, it seems to be taking itself pretty serious in that regard. Like, I don't think I've ever played a video game that's seemingly attempted to, I don't want to say recreate, but to use religion as such a heavy backdrop in this way. I've played games that I think have had like religious motifs. Bayonetta has angels and demons and things like that. That's nothing new, but this is
Dante's
not that.
Inferno, maybe?
Dante, yeah, this isn't that though. This is like you're the messenger of God. Like you're here to save the earth. And like it is that. Like you feel like you're like we have to go free these angels before the world becomes corrupted. And I think they talked about like I think it's these, I don't know, I'm not sure if angel is the right word, but these spirits that left, I think heaven or that plane of existence, they went to Earth and I think they say they mix with the humans to create
that would be a Nephilim.
Okay, so that's a thing, right? So like it seems to be going pretty strong on like its story in that regard. Like it's serious. It's not like we've got angels and demons and now we can like fuck shit up because we've got this stuff, like this backdrop we can play with. It doesn't feel like playful at all. It feels very serious, and I'm digging it. For $30, I've played it for an hour and a half. My hour and a half impression has been very positive. I'm eager to play more. I will play more tomorrow, and I'll play more before Shaq. But I've never quite played anything quite like it. I don't think, both visually and with its religious ties.
Interesting.
Also, if anyone's wondering where I know all of this knowledge from, I don't even need to say it. You already know.
Green Arrow.
Supernatural.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
TV show.
It's a TV show about two brothers that hunt like supernatural entities, but like after season 4, the show delves heavily into like angels, demons, and all that stuff. And
okay,
yeah,
cool. Have you? Yeah. So when I brought it up, Dev, you said you remember this game. Do you have any? Do you play it or something?
I didn't play it. It was just one of those games that is when I was actually running the gaming department in Best Buy, and the cover was always just very striking, but it didn't sell, so it just sat on the shelf. So I just remember it when I would be doing like all my inventory and stuff because the name was just so different
out there. You don't like exactly. It's different.
El Shaddai. What the heck is El Shaddai?
When I looked at the reviews, you know, like the reviews on Steam, they have like tags, and I think this is why it got recommended to me. But it's often tagged as like a cult favorite.
It's a cult classic. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now I
feel like there's more than one of them. Like I feel
and
like
when I first saw it, when I first saw like the first video animation, I immediately kind of thought of No More Heroes, and it is kind of like No More Heroes, especially like the first one. I was like, this actually does kind of look my jam, and I'm interested in like, was this game ever on Wii? Because if this game was on Wii, I think I would have come across it, and it seems like it should have been.
It wasn't just PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PC, and then Switch.
I never even thought of it as an Xbox 360 game. I thought it was just a PC game.
No, PS3 and Xbox 360.
No, I just looked it up. Yeah, it's Switch, Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360.
But it does feel very Devil May Cry. Like it does have that vibe. Like if you, I don't know who made it. I saw the name. I don't think they're around it. It's not a name I recognize.
No, the company that made it, or the developer that made it, closed right before it was released.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I saw the name and I was like, I have never heard of that name before.
Yeah, I've never heard of any of these.
But it does like if before I looked it up, if you had been like Platinum made this 20 years ago, I'd have been like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Feels like that. It feels.
I'm looking at the cover art and going, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm digging it. It's one of the few times those creation tools actually delivered something that I do think is down my alley. I'm actually kind of glad I found it. I'm having fun with it. I'm like, this is kind of awesome.
Once you're done with that, if you enjoy it, they do have a follow-up to it. There's a sequel called The Lost Child.
I thought they closed.
It's a different company or different developer that made it, but the same creator or whatnot. So different studio.
The direct sequel is like a spiritual sequel.
It's the follow-up. So it's
called what?
Follow. The Lost Child. Came out on PS4, Vita, and Switch.
It's on Switch too.
Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me. I got the plate. Hold on.
I got it. I put on my notes. The Lost Child. I got it. I'll look it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kind of digging it. It's pretty fun.
Nice.
That's it. Ready to get into the news?
Yeah, I mean, because there's a lot of it, so we should probably.
There is. I'm gonna try to make sure it's not as long as it looks. So today's news was, well, it's actually kind of like all week's news, but we have a lot of Starfield news. So Todd Howard was on Kind of Funny on Monday, and he talked about the DLC, which we're going to get to, and the update that was coming. But he said a couple quotes. He said, Shattered Space, the DLC, is in the fall. We have a big update that's coming really soon for Starfield. He said there's a lot of stuff. We've redid the map stuff, so we have some city map stuff. He was asked about the latest, the long waits between Bethesda Game Studios games. This seems to be like the topic du jour, right? Fallout has the TV show. TV show is huge. So what's the immediate response? Why isn't there a Fallout game? Which is funny that people like expect a game to play because the show happened. But his answer was, and I quote, they do take a long time. And so I think the things we're focused on here is obviously making sure that they're the highest quality, but also finding ways to increase our output because we don't want to wait that long either, right? It's never our plan. We want to make sure we get it right. So on Monday, when I read that quote, my thought was maybe they want to hire more people. Like, I feel like Bethesda has the franchises that are big enough that you should be able to have multiple games
team
in
for
production
each.
at one time. Now that's saying a lot. You're literally like double the cost, like double the human cost of Bethesda Game Studios. But if there was a Fallout game coming even soon, I think it'd be a big seller right now because of the TV show. And if you have to wait 6 years to get that game, it probably won't be as big.
Well, also casual reminder: something did leak, so we know something is coming, whether it's this year or not. We do know that Fallout 3 remaster is real because it did leak on Steam. So
okay,
that is coming at some point. I know that was in the court documents, and people are like, things have changed. Don't take that. Yes, but once it shows up on Steam DB, that's a real product. You cannot fake Steam's backend.
Now, we were talking earlier about In Exile and Obsidian and all the other things that they have, and that's another thing you start thinking of. Is there ways to get Fallout things in games or spin-offs or a Fallout shelter? Like, get Fallout branded things out there while we wait for the next Fallout game. That's something else you could do. I don't know how much. I know that Todd has all the creative control, but the question is, how precious is he open to allowing other people to riff?
It'd be great if they did just like Fallout 4. They announced it in the summer and it released like that November. Just do that.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, it would. That's like 7 years from now, but
no, I'm saying they could have already been working on it, and it could be something that they announced it summer.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Go ahead and give JT the link. It should work now. We've kind of resolved that issue, so go ahead and give JT. The link.
It's hang on. You guys riff while I grab this.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. Like, I would love for a new Fallout game sooner, but we want to make, like, his quote was essentially like we want to ensure the quality and get it faster, right? But like,
you gotta hire more developers, which is funny because you just let go of like so many developers. You just laid off like 1,000 jobs. If only you needed 1,000 people to work on a new game right now. That's like, I don't know. I don't even know if that actually going to do anything. I think Fallout specifically in a way that like Elder Scrolls maybe doesn't map to. I mean, although they did have blades, so I guess you could do it. But like a tactics Fallout, easy. Like that sort of thing makes sense to me. Or an RTS strategy game or something.
Have whatever the next game is like released closer to like when season 2 comes out. People are still going to be excited for like Fallout season 2.
And that was my next thing was like, you know what else you could do? You could just have more of the show instead.
Yeah,
like the show
has already been approved. Like season 2 is coming.
Do the show.
Yeah.
The show can just be that. Like, and
you
know it's going to take 6 to 8 years to make another game. Well, you got a couple seasons of show to get through.
Yeah, just
we know where the show is going to be as well. Like we already know where season 2 is going to be set. So, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So you could do that. I think a spin-off title would make a lot of sense. A sequel, a mobile game, like it.
Hey man,
it's some low.
I would love for Obsidian to get their hands on it again, but they got their hands full.
Yeah, they're busy again. Yeah, they all have projects in the works, and as Xbox loves to famously say, they don't tell people what to work on. Maybe you should. Like maybe you shouldn't allow them, the people that the hundreds of millions of dollars. Maybe you should have a little say in what they're doing. Like I think something like Fallout Shelter makes a lot of sense. Just something small that could be done relatively quickly. Not saying mobile games can be made in a day.
Fallout Shelter was relatively quickly, but they stopped updating it. Like they had a tie-in for the show for Fallout Shelter, but it's mobile only. You can't even get it on the console.
So the thing that screamed to me, and I wish Delvin was here. The thing that screams to me is you get like a Telltale or a Dontnod, and you have them make like a narrative Fallout game, like a story-based Fallout game. You do something
as long as they take for their games to come out. You want to let them make a Fallout game? It's gonna take.
I don't know what you're talking about. Dontnod releases like 7 games a year. They have a bunch. I'm exaggerating, but they've released like 5 games in 2 years. Like they release a lot of games.
I mean, how many now? Remember what the wait for season 2 of Life is Strange was.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, man, them things be taking forever.
And they just did Jusant and they did The Banisher. Like they've got a bunch of games.
But if that's the case again, just do the show. You don't need the game. This there's enough games. I really don't think we need
I'm
another
just bringing
Fallout
up
game.
different ways
I
to
feel
skin
like
the cat.
we can wait. I think we're
But
okay.
they want it now. People want it now, too.
Then go
People
play
do want
Fallout
it now.
4
I've
with all
seen-
the new updates.
Hey, I'm having a blast with Fallout 4.
Or
You
76.
know that I
people
would
playing-
absolutely
Yeah,
love
76
a
exploded.
new one as well.
Yeah, both Fallout 4 and 76 have exploded,
And
so I think
a lot of
they're
people
just
didn't
fine.
play 76, so for a lot of people, that is a new Fallout game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like it's literally a new Fallout game for them to play. So go play that. Speaking of that Starfield update, I wrote out now. I don't think that's true. It looks like it's out the 15th. I wrote out now because on the blog post it was dated for today, but I think that was just
The
the blog.
blog
came
post
up
was
today.
dated
Yeah.
for today, but yes, the update comes out on the 5th.
But you see how I could do that because they wrote Starfield update 1.11.33 May 1st, and I was like, oh, it's out
may
now.
have been like an actual update today
But
that
yeah,
was just
it's
a
15th.
small one, but
So anyway, the important part is this will bring the 60 FPS mode to the Xbox Series X, along with a 40 FPS mode, as well as an uncapped mode if you've got a VRR display. There's also a dynamic performance mode where the resolution will change dynamically to hit the frame rate targets. And they outlined all the work that they've done with maps. And now you've got like maps for areas and planets. You can see buildings and structures and trees and cliffs and all of that jazz on the map. Go figure. Imagine that. And they have new gameplay difficulty sliders they've added in. You can decorate your ship now. There's different camera angles for dialogue, which I appreciate because I cannot stand that look into my dead eyes Bethesda conversation game.
Sounds like the game is finally coming out of early access.
It does, doesn't it? Doesn't it sound like they've made the game and there's like 10 pages of bug fixes? So all of that's coming out on the 15th. The DLC is coming out later this year, which we'll talk about when that might be. And then they're talking about they're going to add rovers. You're going to be able to drive around on these Starfield things and stuff at some point. So what I said in the Discord today that got some people conversing in a way that was pretty funny to me was that with all of these updates, like with the DLC and the rovers and everything, like, and I was looking at the map and suddenly with the map and the icons, I'm like, that kind of makes sense. I've played games like that now. That looks like something I recognize. Maybe I wouldn't mind taking for a spin. I still don't necessarily think Starfield is for me, but I think I might. I think I'm going to give it a try when all this stuff actually comes out. I was like, yeah, I could probably do that. It looks pretty fun. Because I see the maps and the icons. I'm like, yeah, I've played Cyberpunk. I get that. Before it was a little weird. I remember when Sean was doing that, I was like, I don't know I don't recognize what's going on here. I don't understand how this works. So now I kind of do. So, yeah, for you guys, maybe if you're not into the Fallout thing, play Starfield instead. You can do that. I did want to ask you guys, to be the asshole that I am, what happened to that creative decision to have 30 FPS? It was a creative.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't a creative decision. It was a we're not done with the game, so here you go decision.
No, remember when they said it was a creative decision?
I remember.
It was a creative decision to get it out now, so we don't have to keep delaying it.
To be played like this. We want it to be played like this. This is the way it's intended to be played. It's pretty funny. You got to eat those words when you do this. When you do this and follow up with this, you got to eat those words. That's just how that works.
Hey, man. Casual reminder that Todd Howard eats the words. It just works like every day. There's always a video of a Bethesda game.
True.
Putting
That's
out
true. Well,
after Todd Howard has said it just works.
We've talked ad nauseum over our many, many years doing these podcasts where we understand how important it is to have the surprise and to have the messaging and the marketing kind of going in hand. And we know how cagey they are. Look, they lie to us, just like our politicians do.
Yeah,
they just lie to us. We just gotta, you're like, oh, I caught him. Hypocrite, not a hypocrite, literally just a liar, just lying.
I mean, it could be
on behalf of the corporation.
Our creative decision at the time to get this goddamn game out of the door.
Yeah, honestly, I think it really was a matter of, hey, we really did this again.
Yeah, I mean, could you imagine? This game was supposed to come out 3 years ago and then got delayed to 2 years ago, and now it's getting the update. Could you imagine if then they were like, actually, we need 2 more years or longer? Oh. And like in their justification for that was like, we want to build maps with icons and have cars. It's like, you guys
want the game to work. Do you want the game to work already? Or do you want the early access version?
Shocked at I remember Sean going pretty hard on the maps thing. Because I remember like there was a moment last year where they were like, we're working on the maps. And Sean, I guess he was like halfway done. He was like, now they're going to do maps? I was like, how do we release the game without maps?
Mad.
Is he?
Yeah, like he
was
tweeted
on
today
Twitter earlier being like,
he was
we need
like,
to stop playing games
stop buying games day one. This is why does anybody buy games day one?
That's been his thing. That's his mantra the whole year is we should stop doing this. And in this specific case, you can't say he's not right. I mean, you can't say he's wrong.
It doesn't matter. I don't think it matters because there's always the people who are like tuned in and understand this. Yeah, we might not buy it day one, but there's going to be so many other people that aren't paying attention to this stuff.
So many people did.
And just go ahead.
For all the people that make
fun of Starfield, remember early access.
Starfield was a success. It was reviewed positively. It wasn't Game of the Year, but it was reviewed positively. But more importantly, Starfield sold. Mm-hmm. Yes, you had the Game Pass thing, but we saw it charted on Steam. Like Starfield sold well for a game that you could just give away. They sold a lot of copies of Starfield. They made money. They got their money. So
it's never going to change.
Yeah,
and we're not patient enough to just let games cook until they're really ready.
God, we're not patient enough. We're trying to figure out what games 3 years from now. Like the whole industry is just built around figuring out what the next games are. So
gamers have no patience.
None. Zero. Super fickle too. How many times have we seen somebody come through the Discord or on Twitter, somebody be like, I'm gonna trade in, you'll never get another system, I'm done, you'll never, like this happens constantly.
And then the next day they're out there, I got one.
Yeah.
Looking at you, Rob. Looking at you.
Exactly.
Continuing the Xbox train, because there was a lot of Xbox news this week. The Xbox Summer Showcase is June 9th. The showcase will be followed by a direct titled Redacted. It's Black Ops. Like it's Call of Duty.
I knew it was Call of Duty immediately.
And, it's got the logo on the box or the graphic or whatever. According to The Verge, Tom Warren, expect a new Gears game to be announced. Starfield is targeting a September date for that DLC. Late October for Call of Duty. Avowed and Flight Sim are penciled in for November, and Indiana Jones drops in December, lining up a pretty hefty sequence of months there for Xbox, where they're trying to line it up where they go bang, 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 bang. If everything holds, nothing gets delayed, and everything goes according to plan. They haven't announced these yet, so take Tom with a grain of salt there. Maybe even slightly more interesting is somebody asked Tom if Gears 6 was going to be the announcement or whatever, and he replied back, that's not the only thing they're announcing, suggesting that there might be multiple Gears announcements.
I'm huffing copium for that Marcus Phoenix collection. Give it to me.
I don't know if he meant like that's not the only thing Xbox is announcing, but in the thread and it's suggested multiple Gears announcements, but I'm not going to get too hopeful for that. I do think we're going to see Gears. I've said that since our Christmas show. I've said that since the beginning. Like the time is for Gears.
Again, the ending of 5
especially if Perfect Dark and the Fable aren't coming out next year, then you better have Gears or you're in a world of fucking trouble. You better. But I'm still gonna go. I think Fable is next year. I think Fable and Gears.
I think Fable's next year. Yeah. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that for Gears 6, the ending of 5 heavily sets up that this next one is gonna end Kate's story. So
set up the next trilogy where I don't know what you think, where I think she turns heel, and I think that sets up the next trilogy.
I do think so.
Yeah, she returns to the nest, if you will. Yarden says December for indie. Should they just hold it for 2025? I think we've had a lot of games find success in December and
I was going to say December is always kind of a weird barren month. So
we all ragged on the Avatar game, but it's sold.
I think for Xbox, there's the Game Pass thing. So let's just put that to the side. You have an opportunity for Xbox to really, really market Xbox, Call of Duty, and Avowed all Black Friday, right? If you get into the ecosystem, either on PC or Xbox, wherever you play, Indiana Jones is coming right thereafter. So, and you don't have to worry about them trying to pack it in either, right? Because it's not a packing game, right? It's a licensed game. So I think you do that and you just kind of push the indie train and I think you hope to get some people in the door through Black Friday, I guess, would be
Yeah, I
my
mean, it's a great
read on the
Christmas gift.
situation.
A Christmas gift that comes with a bunch of
Yeah.
games.
And if you get
Sounds like a win.
Christmas money, you can buy Indiana Jones. There's a new game on the shelf to buy if you didn't get it already. So that's another
Buy
thing
Game
they have
Pass.
there. Game Pass. Yeah, get Game Pass.
Game Pass.
This rumor came in recently from Insider Gaming in the last few hours before we recorded. But Call of Duty, according to them, will be revealed ahead of this show. So that won't be the first time we see Call of Duty. And it's Black Ops. The going rumor is that it's Black Ops Gulf War, which I think
just saw
sounds
titled Black Ops 6, but
I
yeah,
think it
Gulf
sounds
War would make sense.
dope. And apparently they have crossovers that have been found in the metadata.
Yeah,
They're
Fallout
have
was one of them.
crossovers with The Crow, Gundam, and Fallout. And that's kind of what I'm
is
stuck
Call
with.
of Duty at this point. Jesus Christ, it's just Fortnite.
Hey,
It's just Fortnite.
Sure.
as a reminder, they sell
Better
a
Fortnite.
skin in Call of Duty that's essentially just, hey, what if we took Mr. Meowscles from Fortnite and put him in Call
Who?
of Duty?
I love it.
Mr. Meowscles is a buff, muscled cat in Fortnite.
Put a pause in the
Jesus
Call of
Christ.
Duty thing. Back to Yarden. He says, "Is that too much all at once? Though, will they bury each other?"
It's
Talking
Game
about
Pass. No.
Well, I agree with you there, but I don't think a lot of these games have a lot of overlap. Personally, the folks that are going to play Starfield DLC, I mean, that's in September, so forget about that. But Avowed to Indiana Jones, and Flight Sim, Call of Duty, that seems to me like very different gamers. Like, I have Game Pass, and I probably won't play all of those. I will play Call of Duty, and I will try Avowed. I'm not anticipating Avowed right now. I'm not in it yet. I'm still have yet to be won over, but I will try it. And I'll play Indiana Jones. But
Dab, I sent you a photo of Mr. Meowscles.
I saw it.
Is the argument though, Yard, that the console that constantly gets slammed for not having any games could suddenly have too many?
I don't think that's true.
Like, can they not win? What do you want them to do? Like every 90 day? Like, I think they'd be okay. But yeah, so The Crow, Gundam, Fallout, and Fallout was what I was trying to speak of earlier. If you don't have a game coming and you're trying to get things out there, then get Fallout, put Fallout in Fortnite, get Fallout in Call of Duty, like get Fallout out there, do stuff with the brand, be around. That'll lessen the outcry for a new game a little bit.
Yep.
Not a lot, but a little bit. Do something, I can do that. Well, that's to be expected. I do want to bring it up. This is maybe a bit petty of me, but I was arguing in the chat last night because I'm on vacation. I was able to actually tune into Mike and Jeff live, which I don't get to do as much anymore. And I was listening to Mike talk about this rumor. Now, I love Mike. I want to have that said. Mike and I don't agree on much at all. We just don't. So I'm going to bring this up. I'm only bringing this up to make my own point. But Mike was like, he was kind of mocking the redacted direct for the Call of Duty game after the thing. And he was like, if this is their big game, that's going to disappoint a lot of people. People aren't going to be very excited about that, which kind of blew my mind because I was like, dude, it's Call of Duty. Like, if that's their big game, yeah, that's the big game to have. It's Call of Duty. Now, I think to his point was I don't think it's going to excite the people that write E3 wrap-up articles and tweet about games for a living. I don't think those people care about Call of Duty.
Is it even going to excite Xbox? Because it's like Call of Duty we know it's coming. It's a known thing.
Yeah.
So does that excite
I think people,
the Xbox gamers who are looking for Xbox games?
I think so.
Because it's going to be on everything. It's not like
It is, but it's going to be in Game Pass. And there's always excitement over just Call of Duty. Like, we see it when it gets announced, how many people tune in.
Right.
People like seeing it.
But that's the Call of Duty bros. I don't know that that's the Xbox audience who's clamoring for Xbox games.
I think a lot of the Call of Duty bros are Xbox. Like, I think there is a significant crossover there. But more importantly,
they're the ones complaining, though.
More importantly,
about Xbox not having games.
Call of Duty can bring attention to the other games that are being shown. And that's the important part. Right? It's the what's the Greek horse thing on the Trojan horse, right? You get people there, you market it, you get them there for Call of Duty and Call of Duty, and maybe they see Indiana Jones for the first time. Maybe they see Avowed, or or Hellblade or whatever else, the Gears, whatever they're going to
But
show
if
off.
they're already showing off Call of Duty before this thing,
yeah, I don't know what that's going to be. It's going to be a reveal or so. I'm not exactly sure why you're so intent on like picking this apart, because I feel like this is pretty simple. It's the most popular game in the world, Dev. Come on,
right? But based on the argument that you're making against Jeff's argument, I see where he's coming from.
It was Mike's argument, not Jeff's.
Mike. Okay, whoever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I see where he's coming from. I
do too. I brought that up. I do too.
Yeah.
I get it too. I understand the point he was making.
I do want to point out that the logo reveal with the wolf there in the White House, I saw someone originally go, "Ooh, is that State of Decay 3?" Which, it's not. It's obviously Call of Duty because, you don't use redacted for anything else.
Something else you can do. Some Fallout stuff.
Yeah.
Like you put some of that in State of Decay.
Yeah.
We trying to splice apart in semantic a Call of Duty argument is ridiculous. Like trying to say everybody that plays Call of Duty isn't a gamer that cares about something else. That's not true. It's too big. That's
not what I'm trying to say. I just don't think that the people who are really complaining about Xbox not having games are going to be all that excited about Call of Duty. Well, we know that's coming.
One, you inserted that. He never said that. Like that wasn't a part of the conversation.
So I'm just saying,
his thing was that it like nobody was excited for Call of Duty. It shouldn't have its own thing. Like they shouldn't be highlighting Call of Duty that way.
Call of Duty is always
my response is I did say exactly that. But in addition to, it's also like the most popular game in the world. So if you want people to come see your show and you want people like, I honestly don't think you could pick a better game.
No, yeah. Call of Duty,
unless you had like Fortnite, unless you had the Fortnite year premiere season thing, like there's not many games you could pick to put in that window to do more for you than that game, that franchise.
I guess
historically they've had a trailer.
Not understanding is if he's saying people are going to be upset because that's the big thing. I can understand that because
I think the big thing's going to be Gears. It wasn't the big thing. I think it was more or less that they're dedicating the post show direct to Call of Duty.
Which last year it was Starfield, right? So
yeah,
it makes sense
because they have the show, they have the direct, and then they have like this deep dive. They talk to developers, they show off the gameplay, they do all. So apparently the deep dive will be for Call of Duty.
Yep.
And
but my point is that historically they've had a trailer at like Xbox or PlayStation show, and then had their own reveal later.
Correct. And I think we're going to get that trailer ahead of the show, and then have more of that reveal at the show. I think maybe they're going to do it in reverse this go around, but I don't know. Maybe next week we get a fucking Call of Duty right. I don't know. I just found the reason that I harp on it and bring it up is we did 2 years of following the story, the entire industry of chasing this thing. And the first time that Xbox started talking about Call of Duty, people are like, yeah, nobody cares. They're not that excited. I found that an interesting take, right? Yeah. Because it is super popular. And is it a big deal? Yeah, I think when they're like in Call of Duty launches in the Game Pass this year, I think that's a huge deal. I think it's a massive deal, actually. Honestly, it's a $70 billion deal. Like that's kind of what the whole thing was for. So if that's not a big deal and it does nothing for anybody, nobody cares, and nobody even wants to watch it, then what the fuck are we doing here? What did they even do? I don't.
I guess I just like it's a known.
I agree with you. We are on the same page. The people that play Call of Duty on PlayStation are still going to buy the game. I do think maybe they tune in to watch the Xbox show. Maybe they see other Xbox games. Maybe those games come to PlayStation down the road too, and maybe they buy them too. Like, I still think there's a lot more here than to being like, I think what it was largely was game journalists don't care about Call of Duty and we're taking a piss on it, I think is ultimately what it sounded like.
I think ultimately the same people who watch these shows are going to watch them, and everybody else is going to be, oh, there's a new Call of Duty thing out. Let me go find the YouTube trailer.
I hope it's great. Like the Gulf War and Black Ops sounds like a match made in heaven. Like that sounds perfect. That should, I hope it's really good. It'd be great if the Gulf War could be like a multi-installment trilogy. We could actually get into especially from the campaign wise, we could get into a modern warfare multi-game story. That would be great. I liked Cold War. I could have used more meat on that bone for sure. And I think there's a lot more to do there than what they did with that source material. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Call of Duty. And I hope, and I think that they should probably at this point announce like the other Call of Duties coming to Game Pass. as a part of that reveal or in that show or that direct or something? I'd imagine it's probably.
I would imagine it's probably part of the direct there.
Yeah.
I'd love to go Black Ops 1 again.
I never finished the campaign for Modern Warfare 3, and I haven't bought it because I'm anticipating it coming to Game Pass. So I'm waiting for it to come to Game Pass, and I'm going to play it again. New Game Pass games: Have a Nice Death Day, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Kona 2, Little Kitty Big City, and Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. I assume it's the Definitive Edition. I did not see that.
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah, the remaster. So all of those are coming to Game Pass at some point soon. I don't know, this week, next week, by the end of the month.
Also, Tomb Raider Definitive Edition is PC only because the actual version on the console, I believe, is just Tomb Raider.
I'd have to check it out. I don't think that's true, but you might be right.
Well, because like when I looked at my Xbox earlier, it was just the standard Tomb Raider that's available there.
Yeah. Let's see here. Xbox had an ID at Xbox Showcase, an indie game showcase this week. I'm not going to read all of this. I wrote all this down to remember it, to be honest with you. But we're not going to sit here and go through this game by game by game by game by game. I'm going to highlight a few. Aster Blade of the Monolith comes out May 30th. It's a hack and slash action RPG. People are saying like it's Zelda-ish. So that might be appeal to somebody out there. It's not on Game Pass. You have to buy that game. It's also coming to Switch and PlayStation. So you can buy it on any platform you want to play on. The 33 Immortals beta is May 24th. That's like the co-op roguelike where everybody like joins a raid together. I'm kind of interested in that one. It's coming to Game Pass. Power World is getting a big summer update with new pals and a flamethrower and a bunch of new weapons. It's coming to Game Pass. Commandos Origins is a reboot of the Commandos franchise. Either of you play this ever? This is the first I've ever heard of this.
I've heard of it, but not played it.
It looked like World War II, like Metal Gear. It's almost like this.
Yeah, I've heard of Commandos, but I've never played it.
Thing. Yeah, it's coming to Game Pass. Let's see here. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, the Don't Nod game. It got a new trailer. Let's see here. There was a games montage featuring The Rewinder, Firework, Depersonalization, Kerpluth, and Volcano Princess. All of those were announced coming to Game Pass. Firework is a horror puzzle game that looked really good. Sumo Digital Stampede Racing Royale. This is a 60-person online battle royale kart racer. So they got a new trailer, and you can play that in I think it's in early access or in the preview thing. I'm gonna wait for it to come up, but I'm gonna try that one. My wife liked this one. Jackbox is making an adults-only M-rated naughty pack where you can play sexy Jackbox games. They didn't show what that is, what that entails. There's 3 games. We don't know what it is, but stay tuned. And I went to the website and tried to figure out like maybe what the games are, and none of that's there. It's just kind of like this trailer. But a lot of people were having fun with that one and how it was presented.
Interesting.
Humanity hit Game Pass today. That looks really cool. Apparently it came out last year. I think it's one of the higher reviewed games of the year. It's a puzzle game where you have like the stream of like Meeple.
It's on PS Plus as well. So
right, and you have to set up all of the different like actions and chains to lead the people to the end and all of that jazz.
New Age lemmings.
Yeah, sort of. Let's see here. There's a lot of games. So like Sulfur was announced. It's an old school like boomer shooter. It's got a neat art style. All you need is help is a cozy puzzle game. That one's coming to Game Pass. So is Dungeons of Hinterberg, which got a new gameplay trailer. And then Vampire Survivors got a trailer for the Laboratory update, which looks fucking nuts. Did you guys see that at all?
Vampire Survivors is fucking nuts on its own.
There's
already.
a kart racer now. There's a kart in the game.
Fucking ridiculous.
And a train comes through and hits everything. And they're talking about like doors open now, and there's running animations, and we know that they've got like the Contra DLC coming and whatnot. Like Vampire Survivors is kind of becoming awesome.
Oh man, my favorite thing I keep hearing from people though is stop updating and adding achievements.
So yeah, so there are other games here that I didn't mention. I did mention all the ones that are coming to Game Pass. Ultimately, I did watch this show. I was not a fan of the show, the presentation. They've partnered with IGN to do this one and the last couple, and I have nothing against IGN at all. I think from the production side, it was fine. The problem that I had was that there was a lot of time. It was a long show, like the entire stream with pre and post show, and it was like 3 hours, right? So it was hard to even scrub through. The IGN coverage afterwards, they had like a list of everything that was announced. They didn't have trailers, and they didn't mention if it was Game Pass or not. Or no, they had trailers. There was no mention of dates or Game Pass. The Xbox Wire blog mentioned if it was Game Pass and had dates, it had no videos. And I was like, man, you guys are just fighting for the solution here. Put both of what you've done together and you have something worth a damn. But they all had like bits and pieces and mixes, and I don't know. I wasn't a fan. I'm coming around to Sean's take on this. I don't think they do a very good job of these. And it's a shame because they're getting a lot of good indie games and they just don't seem to position them, I think, as well as PlayStation or Nintendo do.
Well, actually, I'm going to rebut that I don't think PlayStation handles the indie stuff as well either, because PlayStation will just go, here's 7 indies coming to PlayStation and throw them up the blog without
I just read like 30. See, that's the thing. I think what Nintendo and PlayStation do is they bring them into their marketing and they highlight, they curate. Like, people know what Pacific Drive is because PlayStation, right? Like, they pick a few, like, here's a handful. We're really going to champion these. Where Xbox is like, we've got 100 indie games. You know, it's just like, it's too, like, nothing can stand out. Nothing, like, nobody's watching a show that long. Nobody, like, I don't know have the answers. I hate when video game podcasters talk of like marketing experts. I don't have the answer, but I do think taking a couple and really pushing them and getting behind them and really making them seem like a big deal is something that they're not doing. They haven't done it all, like literally at all. They've got a chance at their showcase. Silk Song, I imagine, will be a part of that showcase. I would hope there's like more than just that. It'd be great. But I would like to see them get to that point. I would like to see them get to a point where like they can champion like, you know, quote unquote, an Xbox indie game and make it feel like it's their thing. Like, we've picked this one out. We think it's great. We want you to play it. You know, I don't think they do a good job of that. Where I do think PlayStation does have this is our indie game that we want you guys to see. And it's on other platforms, but they really get behind it and they sell it to their customers. And Nintendo, like, that's Nintendo's business right now. They don't even get the other third-party games. So they are doing the indie thing is their shit. That's what they're do. Like, they're like, here are our 10 indie games, and these are Nintendo games. And you can play them everywhere, but nobody does because they think they're Nintendo games. Because Nintendo's the only one talking about them. Xbox just throws a bunch of shit at the wall.
Yeah, and then after the PlayStation shows, Nintendo shows, they have individual trailers on their websites for each individual game.
And you have to click and find them and everything. It's like, they really should have. I think they should really focus on the ones that are coming to Game Pass and really make that your thing. Like, these are in Game Pass. Let's talk about Game Pass. And you do want to promote other indies. You do want to promote other indie things. And I think a show like IGN, you can promote indie games like they just did. But then take the ones that are coming out of Game Pass out and make it a Game Pass presentation about indie games. Talk about how great Game Pass is because of indie games and these great indie games that are on Game Pass. And here's 10 new ones that are coming to Game Pass. And maybe take a little bit longer to explain why you should care about these indie games coming to game. You know, like, make it a thing, make a deal out of it. They don't feel special. You know, there's nothing.
Let's just throw a bunch of shit out there.
Well, exactly. It's just
Xbox doesn't have games. Well, here's 70.
Yeah.
And then everybody's like, what just happened?
Right.
Like, do you have one?
For 3 hours? No.
Yeah.
With a bunch of ads? No.
That's my point. And that's ultimately the point. They're not doing a very good job of that. And Sean was early on this. Sean's been saying this for like 2 years.
He was real pissed at this show too. He's like, this is unwatchable.
Was he?
Yeah. He tweeted about it being unwatchable because there were so many ads as well.
I only see like his tweets or anybody's tweets anymore when I log in to do the questions or something. And it's like, it's got to be
right there. Yeah, the way
today I saw one. I retweeted one today about Starfield because I logged in to ask her questions and his tweet was there. And I'm I have to retweet.
I still like Sean's photo over the weekend. he completed one of my life goals.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
He met Victor
Your life
Lucas.
goals?
He met Victor Lucas.
I don't even know who that is.
Canadian
don't know
broadcaster who was hugely influential in getting like Canadian like coverage of video games like moving.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Like on the podcast?
No, like he actually got a photo with him. Like I think like Sean was like actually in person, like met Victor Lucas. I'll put the photo. I'll put the tweet of Sean's in the
I think
Discord
he got
for people to see
interview
later.
him for something, actually.
Might be, yes. But I just saw his tweet this weekend. But yeah, like Victor Lucas started like Electric Playground and Reviews on the Run, like which are Canadian shows that kickstarted
Haley.
They're Canadian.
Is this like what is this? Is like the Canadian
much
IGN?
More podcasts, much more.
It's basically kickstarted, the Canadian coverage of like video games.
Yarden, you say the Calgary Expo panel like that means anything to us? Like,
no, Calgary Expo is essentially like Comic-Con, but in Calgary. Like it's like they have one.
There we go.
So
we need context.
I was just about. So is this? Jess says he was on G4. Is this the Canadian Jeff Keighley?
Well, that's funny because Jeff Keighley is Canadian.
Oh fuck! I thought Jeff Keighley was more.
You think Americans spell Jeff that way? Absolutely not. Come on. That's definitely the Canadian spelling of Jeff.
You can show how little I care about Jeff Keighley. That I don't even know that
Sorry.
So the second Canadian Jeff Keighley.
Yes. Also, Victor Lucas did work with Tommy Tallarico, and they have some very funny bits. Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
All right. So he interviewed the second Canadian Jeff Keighley.
Yes, but also
does that make Sean Capri the Canadian Greg Miller?
Yes, let's go with that. I'm not sure Sean's going to be happy with that comparison, though.
Does that make Ryan the Canadian Colin Moriarty?
No, that would be Court because Court left.
Oh, that's true. There it is. That's awesome. I did not know that about Sean, and congrats to Sean. That's really cool.
Yeah, here, let me get the tweet put in the Discord for people.
Good on you, Sean. We love you, brah.
Yeah, man. Excellent work. Some more headlines before we get into Rude Days. Assassin's Creed Mirage is coming to iOS for the devices that have the M1 chip on June 6th. The MetaQuest 3 is getting a Batman exclusive game, Batman Arkham Shadow. There was a teaser released today, which is pretty awesome. Housemarque has partnered with Dark Horse to announce Returnal Fallen Asteria.
That's what it looks like.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a Returnal thing. If you guys knew, it's in the game or something.
No idea.
It's 88-page comic due out October 22nd. So if you're wanting more Housemarque stuff, does Fallout have comics? Fallout should have comics.
Fallout does have comics.
There you go. Announce more comics. Get more Fallout out there. Do that. Does it have a cartoon? Get a cartoon. Somebody make that, do the thing. Rise of the Ronin is outpacing the sales of both Neo and Neo 2, says Team Ninja.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. It's way more accessible. Neo and Neo 2 are not easy.
PlayStation Essentials were announced this month. EA Sports Football Club 24, Ghost Runner 2, Tunic, and Destiny 2 Lightfall come to your essential lineup of games.
Not a bad month.
Pretty stacked lineup. I'm not even going to
Going forward, PS Plus Essentials will have 4 games now instead of 3.
Very nice. And then in bummer news, Take-Two announced more layoffs today, which Bloomberg reported will come with the closure of Intercept's game studio, which makes a Kerbal Space program, and Roll 7, which did Roller Drome, and Ollie Ollie World. And that's a bummer.
Blows my mind that a company like Take-Two would ever need to lay off anyone.
They don't need to do that.
It's just nonsense.
I root for Roll 7. I like the Ollie games. I did not like Roller Drome, unfortunately. But I think they make excellent games. The thing that bothers me, the thing that pisses me off about this, they
grind your gears, Donnie.
They just bought them.
Yeah.
They bought them like 2 years ago. So why don't you sell them or release them? Like they were independent before, like Xbox apparently did with fucking Toys for Bob. Just let them go. Why shut them down? Let them go make indie games.
Yeah,
Why close the studio? For what purpose does that serve?
right.
So you own the Ollie IP? Okay. Give them their fucking IP back. Like nobody gives a shit. You're Take-Two. What the fuck?
That's foul. That's foul.
See, I don't like that. Like that doesn't feel right. You know, it's like fuck. You gotta close. You have to close them for this. They have to
Right.
close. And
You
I
just
didn't like
bought 'em.
Rollerdrome. A lot of people did though. Tons of awards and shit. People like that game. That just doesn't. That sucks. That doesn't feel right at all. How much
that's
money do they
terrible.
make a day in
too much.
microchip? Exactly. Like, man, just be like, look, it didn't work. If you guys want to go. If you want to make Ollie World, we'll sell
Send
you
them off with a little bit of
license
seed
back.
money. Y'all got plenty of money. Just send them off with some seed money. Like, you know what? Thanks for playing. Please try
Do a
again. Here's
publisher
some seed money.
relationship or something.
Continue your story. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's fucked up.
close. Shut them down. Don't let them keep their name. They're like, because I'm sure they're all going to create a new studio. Like that's not the problem. Give them their name. What the fuck do you need Roll 7
Also,
for?
this kind of effectively kills Kerbal Space Program too. I just want to point out.
Yeah, no, it does.
It
does.
They laid off.
People have waited a long time for that game, and I don't care as much about that game. So
No,
Yeah,
I've
I'm
never
not gonna
played
go as far
Kerbal
for
Space
it.
Program, but I did see people going, "Well, is Kerbal? What's happening with Kerbal Space Program?" And a spokesperson was like, "Oh, it's safe." And then you look into the tweet, and the whole studio was laid off. So no, it's not.
So that pissed me off. I did not like that. Reading that news today, at all.
That's some bullshit.
It really does feel that way. You know, it's like how many games have you guys put out there that either completely flopped, that you took way more of a loss on, probably more than you even paid for that studio? Who gives a shit about? And I care about the studio clearly, but like the global world of video games, who give a shit who owns Roll 7 or like their indie studio. Let them make their indie game. I'm sure they can find other publishing. Sell them. Sell the studio. Sell it at a loss. Sell it for half what you paid for it.
This also doesn't make any sense because Take-Two just spent a bunch of money to buy, a bunch, but they just bought
a bunch.
Gearbox.
Yeah, for like $500 million.
And they're gonna make that up next week in GTA Online.
Yeah, and you're gonna cut Roll 7. Get the fuck out of here. That sucks. It just sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's reasons, probably financial, that I'll never understand. Whatever. This sucks. Then you know what? Then don't buy them. Like there should be a rule. You can't close anybody until you've owned them for like a decade. Like if you buy a studio, you got to keep them open for 7 years. What's the governmental thing that we have to hold records for? We have to hold records for 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
By law, you should have to hold the studio for 7 years.
I don't know about the states, but I know here it's 5.
So you should have to hold them for at least 7 before you close them. God.
Yeah.
How much does it cost for them to fucking make another Ollie game? Let them make fucking little skateboard games.
Right. Just chicken shit.
Feels that way, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That doesn't. So. You closing that studio does nothing. Nothing for your finances. Nothing for your share price. Nothing. It's not even a drop in the bucket. It's like a spritz on the bucket. It's the condensation on the bucket. Roll 7. It's not going to impactfully change Take-Two at all.
Nope.
Even if you let them stay, you could double their studio and they probably wouldn't impact their finances at all. Like what?
Yeah. No bueno.
I'm angry, Dev.
Yeah.
I was angry when I read it.
Because it's bullshit.
We just see more and more of this
right now. Yeah, it sucks.
And I get it honestly, I do. I feel like I've been somewhat sympathetic to the publisher in a way that I don't think a lot of the games industry or podcasts are, because I get it. If you have a Crystal Dynamics on your hand, you have this gigantic studio, you're eating through real money. Mm-hmm. Like you have to make that return. We're fucking talking about an indie studio that makes 3DS games. Like get the fuck out of here, man. Like come on. Like at Take-Two,
shame.
It'd be different if it was like if they were owned by like Annapurna. I'd be like, okay.
You're the GTA publisher. You make more money than anybody else. You make enough money a day in GTA to fund probably 4 roll 7s.
When GTA 6 comes out next year, no. Pittsburgh
That's why
had
I'm
nothing
angry
to do
about
with
this.
this. Pittsburgh had nothing to do with this. This is absolutely nothing to do with Randy Pittsburgh. Like,
no. That's that's neither here nor there.
But like, when GTA 6 comes out next year, you're gonna make like $6 billion in 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's why I'm more averse to this than the other ones.
Yeah.
They save nothing. They save nothing by axing this on the sheet. Do they gain a half a point by axing roll 7? No. Not even a half a point. Feels meaningless.
It's egregious.
Yeah. So, anyway.
So fuck you, Take-Two. Fuck you.
It sucks.
Also, they're probably going to make a boatload of money when Borderlands 4 gets announced.
They're going to make a boatload of money tomorrow.
They are.
They're going to put a fucking cheetah in GTA Online.
They're going to make a money right now.
Yeah, in the next hour, they're going to make a boatload of money. And the hour after that, the hour after that, and the hour after that. They could make 400 Ollie games off of a week of GTA, probably.
Goddamn shame. All right. Moving on to the Rude Days 93 segment.
The Rude.
He says, so because Delvin is out right now, prayers up to you, big guy.
Yeah,
and because I have been over the last few months clearly been trying to give him extra points. He says,
100%.
shocking, he knows. Yeah. I've decided these next few scenarios will not count towards this year total.
How?
It will be a part of a Devin favorite PSVG in-season tournament.
Here come the Lakers.
Fucking
here they come.
Nonsense.
I don't know what in-season tournament
I'm with your mayor, by the way. People are ragging the shit on her. I'm with the mayor.
She's like, hey,
you won the fucking
tournament. Got this tournament.
You won. Yeah, you got it. Like, if nobody,
here's your participation trophy.
If you can't cheer for yourself, nobody else will. Yeah. You know what? If I was the mayor, I would go. I'd fuck them. Guess what? Guess who doesn't have an in-season trophy? Any of you hating motherfuckers.
We got the.
I'd be up there with the trophy in hand.
Oh, she definitely is. She's
good for her.
Bullshit.
Good for her.
Trophy. I want that shit. Give that shit to a team who doesn't win anything ever. You know,
it's gonna be in the basement. It's gonna be in the basement of the Staples.
Catching dust. Yeah. Give that trophy to
put it next to the Kobe trophy, the statue. You've got the Kobe statue, and then here is LeBron's in-season tournament trophy.
We're just gonna mail it to the Cavs because they don't have very many trophies.
We've got something. What are you talking about? We got championships and conference finals. We've got banners.
Nobody cares about.
There's like 10 banners in the queue. Come on.
Nobody cares about a conference.
Send that somewhere. That's the first runner-up. There are more places you can send that to than us. Okay, send that shit to the Jazz.
No, we're gonna send it to you with LeBron, so you guys can get Bronny and
that'll be okay. We'll take it.
Here you go. Get rid of this shit.
Take
it. Delvin said these points will count. So thanks, Delvin. I also said that for every point one of us gets right, Delvin loses another point. So we're just.
I think that should be.
We're undoing everything that Rude Days tried to do.
Yeah, this is collusion.
Yeah.
It's a corrupt system.
Yeah, he said this is going to be Donnie versus Devin, and if there's a third chair, you're in it too. So, Haley, you're now part of this.
You get points.
Great.
Yeah. So, the question is, who you got? The Nuggets versus T-Wolves. How many games? You get 1 point if you get the winner, another if you get the correct number of games.
I don't watch basketball, but
Haley,
I assume...
Haley.
Hold on. I assume T-Wolves is Timberwolves, right?
That's correct. But before we answer... I want you to give us Dev. Don't speak. Haley, you give us how many games whoever the winner gets. Before you don't have to pick the winner yet. I just want to hear you tell me how many games need to be won.
For basketball?
For basketball. Mm-hmm. How many games need to win?
Isn't it 4?
Nice.
All right.
Nice. Okay. You did it.
Unless it's the Lakers, because right now it's the Lakers and 8, baby. Let's go.
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I do know that like hockey playoffs are the same. It's like 4 to win out of a best of 7. So
you nailed it. You are prepared for this question. So I'm in the lead. I go first against my better judgment because boy, the Wolves are on fire. I will take the Nuggets, and I will take them in 7.
You're a son of a bitch. Because I kind of lean the same way. Like
I think
it's going to be a 7-game series.
Many can do it. They can do
can.
it. They've got more depth. They've got this dude who's going ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
But until I see somebody beat Jokic in a 7-game series, I will continue to pick them.
Yeah. Gobert cannot contain Joker at all in any way, shape, or form.
Not even a little bit.
And he's not an offensive threat, so I'm not worried about him. Like, I feel like Joker will be just fine. I just don't know if Cat is going to be enough of a factor to actually kind of swing the tide in any way, shape, or form.
They got Gordon. I mean, they got somebody for him.
And see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like Gordon just.
They got
I feel
Porter.
like that's a wash. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anything that Cat gives you on offense, Gordon can take away on the other end. Like Cat gives you nothing on defense, and I think Gordon
nothing at all.
I mean, not stop anybody because Cat's going to make shots if he gets them, but Gordon can make him earn it.
Yeah, exactly. He can make him work for it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, it's the same thing I said last year. It's proven out again and again. Denver has too much chemistry, and the fulcrum of their operation, the engine of their machine, is too good. His IQ is off the charts. It's not that he's overly athletic. It's not that he beats you athletically. It's not the LeBron, Kobe Wade of doing it. It's the Bird way of doing it.
Exactly. And he just knows how to play basketball.
Their shots are too easy. They get too many open looks. Mm-hmm. The only one that beat them are them. If they just go cold, you can beat them. They are beatable.
I have been trying to tell that to people. It's too easy. The only reason the Lakers were even close in this series is because Denver was missing shots that they normally make. And when they started making those shots, those leads evaporated.
That's why no lead feels safe, because the game just comes easy to them. They get too many open shots. They don't work for it. It's they don't look like they're working for anything. Even when they're missing, the shit is just in the flow, in rhythm, in time, on time, delivered. I think it's going to take an injury. Or the X factor, which I think we were asked several weeks ago, how these playoffs would go and how things could change. And I said, well, there's one player here that could take a leap. And if he does, watch out. And he is. And watch out.
Certainly is. Is he enough? Is he enough to carry them past
can be.
Denver, though?
I think he can be.
He's got to score like 50, like 40, 50 points, like every game.
I think he can.
But will it be enough? Will he get enough support from everybody else to take them past Denver? Like, that's what I don't know.
They've got dudes. Like, that's the thing. They've got players.
They do. So does Denver.
Okay, I'm just going to give my answer since I have no idea what the two of you are talking about. I'll say Wolves in 6.
Wow, she's taking the Wolves.
Wow. Seth, I appreciate that.
I honestly think we could see a series where Ant goes for 45 plus for 5 or 6 games.
Yeah.
And that might be what it has to happen.
I believe it. That is what's going to happen.
Win some close games. Rudy gives you 10 or 15. Cat gives you 10 or 15. Conley gives you 10 or 15. You know, McDaniels gets you 10 or 15. Nas, they have enough. They have players. Enough.
They've got, dude, the West is
deeper. They've got more players. They've got more. They have more people I trust than Denver. The problem is, it's the same thing I said last year. Denver's 5. Yeah. They're 5. They just play so well together. Denver doesn't have 6 through 8.
Nope.
Their bench is not that great.
Just really
but their
great.
5 are really good.
And whenever one of them comes out, you don't feel it as much. Like, they just play such great team basketball.
They look like a team that have played together their entire lives. Mm-hmm. They can play blindfolded together.
Yeah, and there's no egos. Nobody's tripping. They're all just.
I like Jamal Murray. Together. He's not that good. He is on Denver. Mm-hmm. On Denver, he looks like an all-star. Like, he's out here. Like, people are like, he's him. He's not. I've seen Jamal Murray. Like, he's not. He's not. in the league, he's not. But on that team, he is.
Yeah, man. God, this is going to be a great series. It is just going to go blow for blow. Anthony Edwards is going to fucking wreck shop. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
The West between the
Murderers Row.
Timberwolves, OKC, and Denver. Like the West is just tough. And OKC has picks for 40,000 years. It's just not even fair.
So who else in the brackets?
They got to start using them. Sorry, Haley.
They're the number 1 seed this year, which is crazy.
Who else in like the brackets? Like
who's in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Like who's still in the playoffs?
Yeah.
We're still deciding Mavs, Clippers. We've got the Nuggets now. We've got the Wolves, and we've got Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they playing?
We don't know yet.
That's right.
We wait. We're whoever Mavs Suns. Mavs Clippers.
Suns got sent
ones out of that.
Yeah,
Suns got sent on. Deuces. Sorry asses. Who's gonna guard us? We don't. Nobody has to. Y'all have no leader. Sorry.
Damn, Tev.
It's just like that trade is
good. It's not their fault. Like if they didn't play OKC, maybe you don't think that, right? But they played OKC. He was just better. It's okay.
Who would they have beaten? Who would they have beaten? Maybe the Lakers.
Like they beat the Clippers. They could beat the Mavs. They could have beat the Lakers. Yeah,
they could have, but I don't know that they would have. Because
I don't want to go down.
Their offense is so disconnected.
You were right. I'm going to give you your roses. You were right. But Katie has not been Katie in some time.
Right. Because their offense is disconnected. He hasn't been KD all year because they don't get him enough touches. They don't utilize him right. They have him out on the wing, kind of waiting. Like
a Mike.
They need a point guard.
Yeah,
they need a point guard.
They do.
They've got 3 scorers who also don't play defense.
They got 3 wings, and not even. And Durant's a wing, but they play him at like center.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not. So they need a center and a point guard. Well, Nurk was good for them.
Nurk stepped up
and blew my mind because he hasn't played basketball in like 8 years.
Yeah,
and gets on the Phoenix. I should have known. It's a Phoenix shit, man. You get a big man down the Phoenix, and like back from the dead they come. The shit is as pale as old time. I should have known. I should have known better.
Yeah,
but he was pretty good for them.
Yeah, but yeah, I knew they weren't going to do much because it's also a new coach. So you got a whole new system and a bunch of new players. Like, there's no chemistry. There's no consistency. We've got 3 players who are just pure scorers.
Trade some things.
You need to do both. Like, let's see what we. And you owe Bradley Beal $50 million every year for the next 3 years. You owe him $50 million. Like, what were you thinking?
And Haley on the East, is anybody through?
The Celtics, they just sent the Heat home.
That's true. Yeah, the Celtics beat the Heat tonight, so they're through. Everybody else is still in their first round.
I was surprised
that Toronto's not even in it at this point.
No. Who?
Toronto.
No.
I was surprised that Indy didn't close out. I thought they were going to close out with no Dame and no Giannis. I was like, they should close this out, right? Nope.
Bucks said, "Hey, the disrespect ends tonight."
Hold on, we still have some players. Hold on, Bobby Portis went off for 29. Like, hold on,
you can do that.
Chris Middleton showed up. Like,
Portis has always been that dude. Like 1 out of 7, he is that guy. Yeah,
he's crazy.
This is just the start of the playoffs, then, right?
This is the first round. Yeah.
We're kind of right in the midst of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, so we're both picking Denver in 7.
Haley's got Wolves in 6. In 6 too.
And 6, he's like, we're just gonna.
It's like disrespect. It's done.
Yeah.
This is Minnie's time.
Minnesota is close to Toronto, so it makes sense. We're close to Canada, not Toronto. Close to Canada.
I was gonna say that's a little. I don't think that's close at all.
It is.
As far as I'm concerned, all of Toronto is Canada. Canada is just Toronto. It's the same place. It's synonymous.
Yeah. 100%.
The other one is who do you have out of the East to make the finals? The Celtics or the Field?
The Celtics.
Oh yeah, the Celtics. I don't trust
any of them. I'll just say Celtics.
Nobody's beating the Celtics.
Yeah, nobody's beating them. The Celtics again are gonna have to beat themselves.
Who could?
And
is there anybody that could? Who would you give the? Did the Knicks beat the Celtics in 7?
No, absolutely.
Do you think the Knicks have a better chance of beating the Celtics in 7 than Philly does?
Yes, because I feel like Philly just shoots themselves in the foot every fucking year. Between Embiid and his antics.
If I was ranking the teams that can beat the Celtics, I don't know if Philly can beat the Knicks, but I think Philly could beat Boston. I don't think the Knicks can beat them.
No, they can't.
The Knicks can't beat the Celtics.
I don't think Philly can either, to be perfectly honest.
I think they could. I didn't say they would. I said I think they can. And there's a difference there. There is a difference. Like with some rest, maybe he gets better. Could Embiid go for like 40 a game on the? Yeah, he can.
He could.
He is that good.
Is he healthy enough to do that though? Like that's the other problem.
Like,
he's still
enough.
hurt.
Like, can they? I think so. I do think it's possible. It's not likely. I wouldn't bet on it.
Not
Celtics
bloody likely.
Up. That's why I picked the Celtics.
Yeah, I don't even think the Bucks could do it. Like, I don't think the Bucks can beat Celtics either.
No.
Yeah.
If the Bucks don't get healthy, they get swept.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
The Cavs and the Magic, no, it doesn't matter. Either's coming out.
That's a nice series, though. That's a nice series going. The Cavs.
Is it a nice series? I don't think it's a nice series. It's like a rock.
I mean, it's two teams. Who are just kind of like, right there on the edge. Like Orlando is actually kind of nice. They're up and coming. Paolo's a baller.
Paolo is. That's true.
Yeah.
Mobley has always guarded him well. That's why I liked us in the series. The thing that pisses me off, and the reason that I am disappointed in my team's efforts so far, is a couple of reasons. But one, the Magic can't shoot.
No.
They just can't. They never have. They haven't done it all season. And in 2 games, they're shooting the lights out on Cleveland. And why? It's because of Cleveland. It's us. It's not them.
Mm-hmm.
It's them. It's us.
The defensive effort is...
The effort in general. This team, when you hit them in the mouth, when you give them some adversity, they quit. They fall apart.
They take the ball and they go home.
There's no grit. There's no, let's try to keep it close. Let's stay in the fight. There is none. Now, the opposite. There is a Cavalanche. When they get going, they look like they could beat anybody. And that does happen. But I just don't trust it. There's no toughness. You can't do that in the playoffs. That's what we saw last year. And they had all year to prep for this, and they talked all this talk about how it was different. And the moment we got a chance to test it, it immediately fell back into what it was. And Mr. Donovan Mitchell, Spida, as we're all being told, oh, he's going to leave. The Cavs have got to do better. If they can't leave, then leave. You can go. I don't understand why we're all living under this fear of you walking out the door. Mr. 16 points. Get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? I'm supposed to be held hostage by LeBron, Donovan Mitchell? No, these are not the same.
But is it Donovan Mitchell saying he's going to leave, or is it just the fear of the Cavs
NBA.
media?
It's not Cavs. No. Correct yourself. It's not the Cavs media. It's national NBA media. They've had this. They've done this story. I've seen this happen again. It was Kyrie. It was LeBron and Kyrie. And when LeBron came back, the moment LeBron came back, they were like, he's going to the Lakers. It's a constant thing. They've been trying to get stars out of Cleveland forever. And ever since Donovan got traded to the Cavs, he's going to New York.
How long before he leaves?
Yeah.
And he had 28 last night,
He did. But I'm not going to live in this fear of, if he leaves, I'm like, okay. Like, he's had multiple opportunities when he's supposed to be not just an all-star. He's supposed to be an NBA star player. He's supposed to be a franchise guy. He's that dude. He's supposed to be that guy. He's supposed to be Ant. He's supposed to be LeBron. He's supposed to be Curry. And in multiple times when we really needed him to keep us in the fight, not only did he not meet the bar, he faded away from it. Dude, he went scoreless in that blowout that we had, Game 4. He went scoreless in the second half. He didn't score a point. That's like what you do here. So this whole fear mongering of losing him, I'm like, okay, like we could trade him now. Like I'm okay. We could trade Donovan. Sure. I'm not scared of that. I'm sick and tired of reading it. It's like he's not. At this point, I'm like, is he that guy? I don't think he's that guy. Are you Brunson? I don't think you're Brunson.
For 70 once.
I don't think you're Brunson. I don't think you're Maxey. Maybe you're like Tatum or Brown. Maybe you're like there. You're an all-star. You're an all-star player. You're good. You're very good. But you're not the franchise. I don't know if you're the franchise player.
No. I don't think y'all have one right now.
I don't think we do either. No, I think you're spot on. And I also don't think him and Garland don't play well together. They don't feed off each other. Like
y'all
the
are
one-
still kind of searching for an identity, and you guys don't really have any vet leadership to actually have that grit to be like, get it
So
together.
I think we
fuckers.
have an identity when one of them leaves the floor. When we have more shooters on the floor, and you have one player that runs ISO, players that stand to shoot, it's like the LeBron thing. You have shooters, you have an ISO player, and what do you have? A lob man. That's the identity. And guess what? When Jared Allen wasn't there, when we weren't playing two bigs, and we had the one center out there with what? Shooters? Look how much better we played game 5.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just they don't work well together. So if we've got to trade them, I'm okay with it. I don't think of it as like a loss or
A huge loss, yeah.
I don't think that's a move that's going to send us back into the Mo Williams era of the Cavs. I think we'll be fine. We'll be a play-in team, better than the Bulls.
That's
You
true.
know,
Better
you
than
know,
the
it's
Bulls,
like
better than Toronto.
we can be like the Hawks. You know, like we can be in that mix. And who knows? It depends on what you get back for him. He's a good player.
Yeah.
So, but we need our picks back because we owe Utah like the next 3 draft picks.
Jesus Christ.
If he doesn't resign, Now, I still would have resigned him if you can, but we need more than him. That's for sure. We need more than him.
Forgot all about Utah as a team. They have
Talk about a team
fallen
that's got a shit ton of picks.
so far, yeah.
They have a shit ton of picks.
Interesting. So
Before
there you
we
go,
move to
Rube.
questions. With Oklahoma, Utah, and Houston, these teams have so many picks to themselves that like picks I think are going to get to the point where they're going to become like meaningless because you're going to have to like get rid of them. You can't carry that many players. So you're just going to have to like get them. You have to trade picks for future picks. Like we'll give you 2 now if you give us 2 later because we don't want to use them this year because we don't have any roster spots.
Or start trading them for veterans. Like trade a
You're
couple
gonna have
picks,
to.
get some good.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to like consolidate. It's gonna be a lot of like I'll give you 3 of my picks if you let me move up to your pick so I can get the guy that I want. You know, you're gonna have to consolidate a lot of that stuff.
Especially the Thunder because they're already kind of like at the top. They've got their core guys. Now you start using those picks
spots
to trade for better people. Just
I think they could get like
pieces.
1 all-star if they could pry 1 loose, and then vets. Yep.
Yeah.
Role
They're
players.
gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a problem. Period. Because they're another team that
What do they
plays
need?
really well together. I don't know. Time? I think they need time, honestly.
Bro.
Because like they're all young. It's like a college team. They play together, and they're building that chemistry together. I just think they need time, to be perfectly honest. I mean, they won 57 games this year.
They don't need playmaking. They don't really need defense. And you can always use shooting, but they don't need it. But you could always use it. Maybe I see a sharpshooter.
Yeah, shooter.
It wouldn't be a bad place. I mean, for the money, it doesn't work for Clay because he's going to make so much money. But somebody like that would fit in well there. Like they need a Redick. They need a sharpshooter.
Oh man, JJ. Well, there you go, Rube.
Sorry, Haley.
We're both picking the Nuggets in 7. And
I know what I sign up for when I come up. I know what I sign up for. I just don't have anything to contribute. I don't watch basketball.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
so either we both get points and Delvin gets nothing, or nothing changes.
That's true. Good job, Doctor.
Yeah, doctor. All right, question time. Sturts hits us with the what is your favorite pastry?
Haley, since you haven't spoken 30 minutes.
Do they have pastries in Canada? Is that a thing?
You call them pastries.
Yeah, what do you call them?
Yeah. Pastries, baked goods, like they're different things.
Baked goods. There it is.
Do you call your cookies biscuits? You know, that's a thing.
No, we do not
Okay.
do that. No.
Okay.
Biscuits are their own separate product. Like you can make them, or you can buy a can of the pre-made Pillsbury ones that you just wrap the dough out and have them bake in the oven. Those are biscuits.
Correct.
Cookies are cookies.
All right.
But I've only had them a couple times, but I really like beignets.
Yeah. Beignets are fucking amazing. I don't know if it's my favorite pastry. I like pastries. I like all the fucking pastries. Favorite. I do love a really good apple fritter.
My mom likes
good
those.
beignet, a bear claw. I can't pick them all. I can't just say all of them.
Now you gotta pick one. Come on.
My answer is the cheese Danish.
Okay.
Yeah, cheese danishes are goddamn delicious. We have this place out here called Porto's
Cream
that makes
cheese with
cheese
icing
rolls.
and stuff.
Oh my god.
Best.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Porto's cheese roll. And if you know, you know.
You know.
Yeah. Goddamn delicious.
Good question.
Yeah, great question. Great question. Smokeless Joseph wants to know, is there anything Nintendo could show that would get Dev to buy a Switch 2? Donnie?
There is.
You think so?
Yep, I do.
What?
So they open the direct, they show a logo, a blue logo, and this old Chinese or Japanese man walks out, Hiroki Tataki, and they talk about how PlayStation has purchased Nintendo, and they are eager to announce the PlayStation Switch 2 with a new 3D Mario game and a new Ratchet and Clank game and Ghost of Tsushima. And Dev is all in.
Is this Ghost of Tsushima game not coming to PlayStation?
No, it is. It is. It's cross-buy. If you get the Switch, you can play it on your console and the Switch 2.
Why would I don't like handheld
PlayStation
games.
Switch 2.
Yeah, that's I'm not sold yet.
He just moves into Shaq.
There is only one thing that could get me to buy a Switch 2, and that is my son. If there's something that he sees that is only on the Switch 2,
Sonic.
that will
Mario.
make me get a Switch
Oh,
2.
it will likely be Sonic. Yeah.
This will be the new 3D Mario game.
He'd have to see it though, because that's
Or the new
other
Pokemon.
thing. Might not be enough. You got Pokemon games, son. You got these Mario games. You're not even playing. I finally got his ass to start playing Mario Wonder. Finally.
Dude, Wonder is so good.
Yeah, he's having a really good time with it.
It's
Once I
so
finally
good.
got him
Really
to
is.
play it, him and my daughter have been actually enjoying it. I'm like, I
almost
got you
smile.
this game. I'm not buying you anything else. Play this game.
I smile in happiness when I think of Wonder because it just reminds me of me and
Elephant
Delvin
Mario.
talking about on Shaq about how much this game makes us feel like kids. It is that game. More than like any game I've played in so long. Does Mario Wonder make me feel like I just flash back to the first time I picked up a Mario game? It's exactly what that game feels like. And it's zany and wacky and unlike anything like that before. But it's aptly named. It's that wonder. That spectacle that you felt the first time you played Mario is there in Wonder. And it hasn't been there in the last couple 2D outings, but it's there in that one. And it hits hard. I love that game. It's so good.
Interesting. I have not played it. I've only kind of sparingly watched them play it. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Why are there elephants? What is this?
Acid trip, everybody's singing and stuff. But
Yeah,
it's not that. It's those are fun and they're entertaining, but it's the hidden paths, it's the multiple ways to the spooky house, it's like, man, that's Super Mario World vibe, like those hidden things, those shortcuts, that shit is there, and it's a lot of it's there. It's really good.
Does not speak to me in any way, shape, or form.
I remember the first time you play Mario and like you go into the the underworld and then you take the elevator up and you run on top of the screen to the end of the level and stuff. Like,
I'd like to know who the fuck figured that out. Who?
But
like how?
How did
what
I
made
figured it
somebody
out?
do that?
I figured out playing it, and
Yeah,
I did like
figured out playing it as well.
from there, the rest of my life, I've attempted to do stupid shit like that. And you find the Super Mario World or the Mario 3, you find the warp whistles, Super Mario World, the different shortcuts, the different paths, the hidden levels, hidden worlds. Mario Wonder has that in the best of ways. That's why it makes me feel young again. It's like, oh shit. Because it's like suddenly I'm jumping on corners. I'm trying to hide behind shit. I'm trying to go in every night. Like I'm walking around, just be like, does this do anything? Does this do something?
That has never been how I played games. And like when I first saw Mario, people were already doing that. So it was never a discovery thing for me. It was just like, oh, that's there.
Oh,
it wasn't let me try and discover. But I also was never drawn to play Mario.
My cousin showed me the the white block in Mario 3, and that shit blew my mind. He's like, if you did this, and you fall. I was like, what? Wait, what? You can fall behind the level? Like, that shit's nuts.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, sorry, Joseph. There's not really anything they would show me to buy one. It's just I'm not interested.
Exclusive Ghost of Tsushima. Switch to you.
I don't even know that would work. I think that just dead to me.
Yeah, pretty much. I honestly feel like oh well, there's a Ghost game. I'm not so dogmatic. It's because I don't want to.
What's wrong with our political systems?
I don't want to play on the Switch. I don't want to play with that shitty ass controller.
Belief structure.
I'm okay with that because it's not hurting.
Of course, you're okay with it. Of course,
it's not hurting anybody. It's different if it's actually
hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself.
I'm not though. I'm not hurting.
One of your favorite games came to this platform, and you're like, just know that you are hurting that's hurting yourself.
I'm okay with that. It's not really hurting myself
of something you like.
To be perfectly honest, it's not hurting me. If I didn't play another video game ever again, I would be okay. I truly would. So I don't
like that.
I don't like that answer either.
Don't like that at all.
To pull the Michael Scott. Nope. Don't like that.
All right. I'd be all right. There's other things I can do. I'd be all right. That's what it is. So yeah, no Switch 2 here. No, thank you. I'll get one for my son year 3 when there's something that he's like, I really want to play this game. But he'd be trying to find like old Wii games and stuff he wants to play.
I love it. I love it.
Not worried about it.
Dude, I'm so happy. I was Shaq this week and I was telling Rebecca, like, no offense for the olds of you. Don't take this offensive, but in all of my Nintendo fandom, growing up and listening to podcasts, which were I started to come around them like maybe on the tail end of the GameCube, like into the Wii. It's been ad nauseum, exclusively like NES and Super Nintendo fucking fawning forever. It's going on and on and on and on and on about the fucking glory days of Star Tropics, and like, oh my god, nobody cares. Like, and it finally feels like we're turning a page, and people are starting to be really nostalgic and thinking that way about GameCube, about Wii, about DS, and
I'm so glad I don't know any of those people.
Finally, we can move on a little bit.
Sunshine on Twitch recently.
Yes, and it feels like that's like Rebecca because we're younger, and it's just like this is our time. It's finally. It feels like it's starting to come up for us now, and I'm very happy about it. Nothing against the stuff. It's just it's tired. We've done it. We've been there and done it.
It's not.
It is. It is.
Super Nintendo is always going to be.
You don't listen to any of this. It is great.
I don't have to. That's the beauty.
But if you do,
it doesn't even exist.
All of the folks that came before us, I guess, like the generation, they're more your generation, maybe even a little older, where that's almost exclusively been their focus. That's the old day. That's the good old days. Is that?
It's because they're smart.
It feels like we've just skipped several generations of things that I'm excited to see are starting to come back up. N64 stuff is hot. Like, remaking GameCube shit is hot. Like, people are stoked for 1,000 Year Door, and it's like, now we're fucking talking. Now I get to be in that chair being like, I remember getting this game day one.
And this is what makes me be like, it's time for me to go. It's time for me to ride off into the sunset.
You just can't pass the baton. You have to leave.
Yes, absolutely.
You can't just stay for the party. You have to leave.
I gotta do like.
Come on, man! It's like the wedding. It's like the wedding.
We're just closing the door.
When the old people are dancing, and then eventually the music turns, and it's time for the younger people to hit the dance floor. Okay,
just leave. I'm out.
Oh, you don't have to leave. What a party pooper!
I'm out.
Buzz Killington.
It's no longer my time. My time has passed. I'm moving on.
So you have to leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna go play Super Nintendo in the corner.
Well, I do kind of feel you because I did. One thing I didn't talk about is I went to a car show this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The last time I went to this car show, it was like half full. I could have showed up at any point in time and got any parking space I wanted to. There weren't a lot of people there. It's actually kind of why I liked it. It's kind of low key. So the car show started at 3. I was like, I'll pop over at 4, kind of hang out. I got there. Every fucking parking space was packed as far as the eye could see. I had to like park on the side of the road. I wasn't even at the show really. I was like down on the side of the periphery. So we walked around. We got ice cream. We saw the show. I took some pictures and then I left. I was like, I'm not going to fucking stay here if I can't show off my car. I was like, I'm just going to leave. So very much in your same fashion. I was like, I'm just going to go.
It's closing time. Yeah. Moving on. Eric Green wants to know, are you scared of spiders? And if
Yes.
not, do you enjoy scary movies featuring spiders? I cannot stand spiders. They
I
terrify
just
me.
watched Infested.
I literally have arachnophobia. Do not. Like, not even that. I don't know where I remember it from, but like, not even that fucking animated spider named Lucas. Don't even fucking show me that.
I don't
Fuck
know what
no.
you're talking about. What?
Dev has
Lucas?
kids. He might know. I saw it on Facebook. It's like an animated spider that like is meant to like tell children that like spiders are not harmful. Yeah, I don't care. I am deathly afraid of them. Do not show me a spider.
Yeah, I've never
I'm
heard of
scared
that.
of spiders.
And I'm definitely terrified of spiders. I saw Arachnophobia at a young age, the movie, and therefore
Oh,
I am
it's so
I'm
good.
terrified of those things. I cannot
Arachnophobia
stand
was
spiders.
I'm scared of spiders. I'm definitely not going to grab one. If I see one, if it's like in my basement, if it's in my domain, if it's big at all, I'm going to kill it because I don't want it around. I don't care how good it is for eating other things. Now, luckily for me, my cats are adept like bug hunters. They love fucking with bugs. So if they see one, they're going to kill it. But like if I see a spider in the shed or something, like I'm not going to mess with it. Like it's good. It's doing its thing. Like it's not going to bother me, you know, especially if it's not like a poisonous thing. I don't care too much. I love a good creepy crawler movie.
Nope.
And one of the new horror movies that I just saw, Eric Green, which by the way, dude, haven't seen you write in for some time. Thanks for tuning in, I guess, if you're still listening. I think this question's a couple weeks old. You may not even hear this
it
ever.
is kind of old. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're still here, I appreciate you listening. There's a new movie on Shudder called Infested. It's
Sounds
a foreign
terrible.
movie. I did not like the ending, like kind of at all, which isn't that uncommon in the horror realm. But the lead up to that is excellent. They do a very good job of the creepy crawly thing. Like there are times I'm watching them, it's like, so if you're scared of spiders, definitely like give that a try.
I don't even like spiders in
Hard
games.
pass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with them.
If you
Like-
liked arachnophobia and you're like, I wish there was another one like this, that's the one.
If
Infested.
you like arachnophobia, stop it. Get some help.
I
You
like
have a problem.
arachnophobia. It's awesome.
I know you have a problem. So
Okay,
checks out.
Kyle, you have a
Great
job.
movie.
Over the weekend, I need you to animate a GIF of Dev that says "Stop it, get some help."
Please do. Stop it. Get yourself some help.
I just appreciate
Yeah,
a good
no.
horror movie. Arachnophobia was excellent. Arachnophobia
God,
is a
that-
great like first time horror recommendation for like
That movie
teens,
screwed
like,
me over. It screwed me over. It screwed me for life. I see a spider and I have to summon all
John
the courage in my body to kill it.
Gotta channel your inner John Goodman.
There's no inner John Goodman. There is just terrified Dev of this spider, and I have to kill it because my wife likes to just like, you got to kill it. She's not scared at all. She just likes to mess with me, so I have to kill the spiders, and I have to summon like every little bit of courage. And we have
Here's a
widows
fun
out here, which is the worst.
Here's a fun story. I, as we have noted several times, deathly afraid of spiders. I'm literally downstairs watching television. This was years ago. My dad comes up behind me and goes, "There's a spider on your shoulder." No. I nearly threw hands.
Yeah.
Also,
No.
Kyle, rule 1, get a cat. Yeah, I have a cat. He's down below. He don't give a fuck. He'll play hockey with it, but he won't eat it.
Rule 2, get 4 of them.
That's a lot of cats.
Sure is a lot of cats.
I know. We have a bunch.
Donnie's the crazy cat lady.
Not by choice.
Dr. Doolittle over here.
Plymouth Rock landed on me. Okay. It's not. I don't have a choice here, Dev. I told her to throw the other one back in the woods. I 100% did. I was like, you take his ass back outside.
One that loves, she needs one that loves her.
And here's the problem with that. The kittens, we had Pumpkin, and I was like, fine, he's orange, he can stay. But the other one, I was like, we cannot have 4. He's got to go. Here's the funny part about that. This cat is Doom, by the way. So we named him as Doom. He's all black.
Yeah.
Doom lived under our bed for like 3 months. And I mean lived, like he did not leave. He stayed under our bed for 3 months. He would come out at night. You'd hear him at like 2 a.m. You'd creep out and eat. But the moment anybody moved, he'd run away. And it took about 6 months for him to finally kind of get used to start coming out and everything. When I tell you that Doom is the sweetest fucking cat I've ever met in my life. He is the sweetest, most adorable thing. Doesn't like to be held. He's still got some of this feral cat in him, but super cuddly, rub his belly, bunts all the time, has this really high pitched like kitten meow cry, even as like this, and he's huge. He's dense, he's big, he's muscular. It's like House Panther, but literally like a baby, like the sweetest little thing. So I'm really glad we didn't. She teases me about this forever. She's like, and Tad, when I throw you back in the woods, and you're like, you did. I'm damn right I did. I absolutely want to throw him back in the woods because we can't have 4 cats. I couldn't imagine doing that now. I love him to death.
Does she have one that actually cares about her yet? No. Still not.
All the cats are mine. Doom is kind of agnostic. Not anybody's cat. He's kind of like whoever's petting his cat. I can say he's super sweet.
He's the house cat.
He's Doom's about whatever. But if all of the doors in the house were open, he's gonna follow me. He's like they're all gonna kind of follow me.
Yeah.
And
That's hilarious.
That's like Blue. Cat used to hate me, and then I started estrogen, and now he doesn't want to be anywhere but beside me.
Nice. I don't understand what is her dying need to have a cat. She has a dog. Flea is hers. All hers. Like all hers. If I hug her aggressively, he comes barking and stuff. Like that's his human.
There you go.
So
at least she's got one. You've got like 17. Free to Play Joe says, could you imagine if along with Xbox bringing other storefronts to Xbox, they brought your full Xbox library of games to PCs? Fully backwards compatible native games would be a big push for people to adopt a new handheld to go with PCs in the future. I don't know if that's a question.
I don't know that that's a question.
No, I guess, yeah. This came in some time ago too.
Statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think they can.
No.
I mean, technically, I don't think you can. You're talking about converting like old power PC shit to Windows and all of the dependabilities that Windows has that like Xbox doesn't, because Xbox doesn't run Windows. Right? It has its own kernel, its own compatibility layer. Even outside of that, like your whole library text to Windows, third parties aren't going to be happy about. I don't think they have the rights to do that. Like they have an agreement with publishers to make the game available on a console. That would embark or infringe on Steam's business, on third party PC's business. I don't think you can do that.
No, yeah.
There you go.
Not the whole library. I mean, maybe you could do like,
the Xbox owned games.
These are the ones that work, but not your whole library, but like your whole, like you open up your PC and you have a launcher that has every game you've ever had on Xbox on it. I don't think that can happen.
Yeah. Nope. Robbie wants to know, what's something that we particularly hate in the gaming industry right now?
This is the best question for Dev ever.
How much time you got, buddy?
As I say, go, buddy. This is tailor-made for you.
I hate all the complaining. Shut the fuck up and just play games. Like, for real. All the Stellar Blade nonsense, all the Sweet Baby nonsense. Everybody just shut up and play the games that you enjoy. I don't want to hear any more of your complaints. I don't want to hear any more of your rants. Just give me the positivity. If you like a game, tell me you like a game. If you don't like a game, shut the hell up. That's what I don't like.
My rebuttal is that is, I believe that that's just gaming. That's always been gaming. That's been gaming since the start.
It has been, and I'm just tired of it.
It's just a part of the market, I guess.
Yeah.
What
I
do
like
hate?
playing the heel in PlayStation and just talking trash, but
I mean,
I don't
again,
really
it's
need
always
any
funny to
actual
watch you
hate.
play heel. Like, you don't care if a game releases day
I
and date
really
on
don't.
PC, but it's
No,
very
it is.
funny to fucking watch you play heel. Oh, what do I hate? I hate the constant like, oh, this console or this company is doomed narrative that keeps popping up.
Mhm.
Like, no, like, please.
Some of them are
stop.
Haley. Roll 7 just
Oh.
like
These guys.
Okay, you
there's
obviously
a lot of Doom to go around this year so far. There's been a lot of Doom going
Sure.
on.
But I was trying to
You could
avoid
get embraced.
saying,
Oh,
hey,
you don't
no,
want.
you cannot get embraced anymore. You could get Middle Earth and Friends though. What a fucking stupid goddamn
We're bringing you to the Tolkien
Middle Earth
verse.
Enterprises and Friends. Fuck off. And what's the double A one? I forget. Isn't it like Asmodee or is that the board game one?
That's the board game, Asmodee. It's Coffee Stain is their indie label.
There you go. Coffee Stain and Friends. What are we like? All right, sure. No, I was specifically referring to the people who keep doing the Xbox is doomed narrative, even though like
It might be.
that's
I mean,
Maybe.
you're not wrong.
As we
not
traditionally think of it, they're doing a lot
Fair.
of things. We don't
but
know.
I mean, like,
They're at the very least, they're in a state of metamorphosis at the moment. For the next few years, things are shaky, or not shaky. Things are fluid. Things are fluid right now for Xbox. Like they could go a bunch of different ways. So
Lots of creative decisions that could very easily be overturned.
yeah, turned in different directions, reversed in those directions, 100%. I don't know.
I hate the
I don't know.
instability, like the feeling of the instability. Like that's just, it's not fun.
I don't like that at all. Yeah,
It's
it's
not
definitely
fun.
not fun. I mean, I feel it's like low hanging fruit.
Mhm.
It's also like fighting a reality. There's a reality that these are corporations and they trade on billions of dollars. Like we can't say that they can't be beholden to the share price, but they are. That's how corporations
Unfortunately.
work.
Yep.
I wish more publishers were private.
Same.
yeah.
I do too. A great deal.
But I don't necessarily hate it. I just don't like the realities and the consequences that come with them. I definitely don't think it's as gloomy as it looks. I think the media gets a lot of traffic off of that sort of thing because it's not that it's not going to be bad. It can be bad, as we see widespread layoffs and cancellations and closures. But it's all cyclical. That'll swing back the other way. Eventually you'll tap out the share price, and then what will happen? The share price will go down. People will get fired. But then guess what will happen? It'll stop. And then guess what will happen? It'll start going back up again. And they'll start making more games or hire more people. So, like some people act like it's the end of the world. I don't think it's like if Take-Two stock drops, it's not the end of the world. People get fired, but they're not going to go away because the stock dropped. They're going to try to build it back up again.
Yep.
Like that's kind of how these things work. So I don't like, okay, to piggyback off of that, as I kind of walk myself through this exercise, I do not like the narrow-minded focus that these decisions have. The video game industry seems to me overly reactionary to short-term climate.
Yep.
Games take years to make. We've seen in a case almost a decade at the AAA publisher level, even at the lower level, 3-4 years to make. For you to be so short-sighted, to be project to project, that sort of planning is about short-term gains. You're trying to save and maximize literally at every week to week, month to month that you can. And I think that's good for the financial outlook. I just don't think that's good for the human resources that you have available to you. I wish more of these companies, especially the ones that are big, like the solvent ones, the ones that even if things go bad, they're going to be fine. EA's going to be fine. I wish they had a little bit more resiliency, a little more resolve Okay,
Yeah.
we missed on this one. All right,
We'll make it up on the next one.
we're going to make it up on the next
Yeah.
one. Like plan not for one project at a time or one quarter at a time, plan for multiple projects at a time. Give somebody 3 tries at it.
Yeah.
Think about it like that. I wish there was more of that in the industry.
Yeah, feels like there's a lot of mismanagement of that type of stuff. Unfortunately, like you said, everything just feels so short sighted. Like, how can you chase a trend for a game that's something that's hot right now when it's going to take you 7 years to make that game? By the time that game is made, it's very possible that trend has completely fizzled out, and you just missed the boat.
Saturated, competitive, overly competitive. You
Hey,
should be trying
why did I look at this Reddit notification? Oh my God, Jez, shut up. It's Jez Corden. It's Jez Corden.
Okay. What's he saying there?
It is Discord. Jez says all Xbox first party games coming to PlayStation. Shut up. No.
I can see
Why
it.
not?
Yeah.
I could see it, but not now. Like, they're not going to announce that at their show, right? Like,
No, they're not going to do that like that. I don't think.
No.
But who knows?
That would be hilarious if
they're
they
a
did. Who
wild
knows?
They're a wild card
They
right now.
are.
Who knows?
yeah.
Also,
there's more, but
everybody's got to stop just taking Jez at face. Jez has said a lot of things.
yep, sure has. This
Hasn't
is why
panned
I
out.
was like, why did I look at this?
I don't think his Q rating is all that high on these sorts of things. I think he says a lot of things. And I'm not saying it's purely speculation. Maybe he believes or he has people telling him these things. I think we saw a lot of that leading up to the multi-platform announcements. He was kind of leading the charge that wasn't going to happen. He was being told it wasn't going to happen. I think he reported it wasn't going to happen, and then it did. So maybe, it's not necessarily a slight at Jez personally, just you're only as good as the informant giving you the information.
Correct. Yeah, a couple other things here that couple other things I think you might find interesting. Xbox will be more Steam-like in the future, and future Xbox hardware.
Is that really saying anything?
Right.
No.
What is that?
Future Xbox hardware will be for the fans who want it, which isn't that what a console is for in the first place?
No. Their business model has been marketed on trying to meet a certain amount of volume to make the price work. I actually think he's absolutely right, and I think that's evident in their maybe alteration away from that console market. Is I said this when the multi-platform thing happened. Yeah. They're going to make hardware. It's just going to be specific, targeted. They're not going to be trying to sell 100 million of hardware, which likely means it could be more expensive. I expect that they'll have a range of devices. It'll be very cheap. It'll be very expensive, and you get to pick and choose how you integrate with it. Do you want to buy those games?
Like a computer.
Do you want to buy those games piecemeal on a PlayStation 5? You're going to have that option. Do you want Game Pass? Well, we've got this streaming box, stick, whatever. You can get it on your iPad. You can get it on your handheld. You can get it on your cheap console. You can get it on your expensive console. You can get it on your super PC. I think you could see like an ecosystem like that start to build for Xbox.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Mathman wants to know, are the Swifties a cult? He said Rebecca mentioned that a new album drop is a holy day.
Not doing this.
Discuss.
Nope.
They're absolutely a cult. Just like Beyonce has the Bayhive, it's a cult. It's all a cult.
I like Taylor Swift's music, but some of these people go to extreme lengths.
It's all a cult. That's what it is. Yeah. It's fine. You want to be part of the Swifties cult? I mean, you call yourself the Swifties. That's cultish in itself, I feel like if she tells them to drink the Kool-Aid, they'll all drink the Kool-Aid. Throw on the K-Swiss or, some Nike Cortez, drink the Kool-Aid and call it a day. I truly believe this.
I haven't thought of K-Swiss in so long. Is that still a thing?
Not really.
It took
I
me a
just
minute.
thought of something.
I was about 15 seconds delayed there, and I was like, oh, shit, K-Swiss.
Yep.
Wow.
I just thought about something that might just fit, with the cultishness nature of the Swifties. It is what it is. I mean, you see how hard Rebecca goes to defense of Taylor Swift.
My wife's the same way. You can't say anything. I asked my wife,
He's a billionaire, dude.
I was like, is she above any criticism at all? like you can't literally get a word in. There's an immediate. It's a triggered response. There's an immediate defensiveness. It's hard to break, but I ruled this off. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah. I'll take the smoke. Nope. I don't really care.
You can take. Well, you don't have to deal with it. You don't take smoke. You don't get it. I do, and I don't want the smoke anymore. It's not worth it.
I would go on the shack and say it. And
no, you would. It'd be the last time you'd show up there too. She'd be like, "Never let him on again."
I got room keys. I can come on whenever I want. I can walk in. But yeah, they're a cult, and that's fine. Just like the Bay Hive. Like they're all cultish in nature. It is what it is.
Is that just fandom?
In a way, but this is fandom to like the nth degree. Like
no, some of these like some of these people take it way too far. But Rebecca's not one of them, I will say. Like Rebecca's pretty low on Rebecca will defend Taylor Swift from anything. Here's the difference though. Rebecca's not out there threatening to kill people because someone criticized Taylor Swift.
Yeah, she'll just.
I bet if I tried hard enough, I bet I could get her to do that.
Maybe.
She's got it in her.
Oh yeah, she's ruthless.
She's
ruthless.
Oh, I know, but like,
100%.
I still don't think.
Yeah. Drew wants to know who doesn't love a good sleeper pick. Best sleepers, sleeper car, sleeper game, sleeper music, sleeper movies. What's your sleeper pick?
What's your sleeper car? That's a great question.
Sleeper car. Like something that's just, like awesome, but not really talked about.
But yeah, quiet. Pick. It's going to be quiet. Quietly
it's like,
awesome.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like you wouldn't care. It's not flashy. You wouldn't notice it at first notice, but you get in it and it's like, oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's something here. There's something to this.
I got nothing.
The two that immediately come to mind, one I like and one I just discovered. My answer would be a Volkswagen Golf. I've always fucking loved those cars. The little hatchback.
Mm-hmm.
Super popular around the world. You can get a Type R version that's souped up and ready for racing. It's a rally car dream. Like they're kind of cool super tuners, but you'd never know it by looking at them. Like they're kind of sleeperish. The show that I watch, the automotive show that I watch that I enjoy, just informed me. Now it's several years old now, but I became aware this week while I was watching it that there is a supercharged Jeep Grand Cherokee that is built off the exact same drivetrain as a Hellcat.
What?
And I've never wanted one. I've never wanted a Jeep until now. I was like, oh, I would love to have it. It has 750 horsepower. And unlike the Hellcat, it's all-wheel drive.
A Grand Cherokee?
Jeep Grand, it says Grand Cherokee Supercharged on the car. It's badged. There's a supercharged Jeep Grand Cherokee. 750 horsepower, dude. That's insane.
So I have to see this.
That would be my sleeper pick. Sleeper game.
That would definitely be a sleeper
Sleeping
car. Nobody would expect that.
Sleeping Dog. Keeping on the sleepy trains. I think Sleeping Dogs is an excellent pick. That's pretty good.
I am forever sad we will never get a sequel. They set it up so well and then said, nah, fuck all y'all. We're going to do an online game.
Kirby Planet Robobot, which is another game I've been playing the past couple weeks on 3DS, is an excellent game. It's super fun. But I honestly feel like sleeper pick is got to be like something you haven't heard of, right? Like Kirby doesn't count. It's an IP. It's in Smash
El Shaddai, man. El Shaddai is a sleeper
El Shaddai is good. The Tourist. That's going to be my pick. I really love that game. What about you?
Anybody else? That I have a sleeper game. Like, only play gyms, y'all.
Only gyms, right?
Only gyms. You know what I mean? You know
I'm
not out here playing the sleeper stuff. I ain't got time for that.
Music?
Oh, I can't.
What?
I mean,
everybody's got bands that they love.
Yeah, I have bands that I love, but I don't know that Paramore, Linkin Park, My Chemical Romance or like
Pick
the stuff
one that
I
isn't
listen to.
popular. You've got to like what's on the indie label. Everybody's got that band. God, I give you 10 of them.
Maybe against the current, but then they've done stuff for
Never
League
heard
of
of 'em.
Legends. So
There you go. I think that counts.
okay,
Yeah, sure. I mean, you would never think that I would like Paramore, but I like Paramore. Paramore's kind
well,
of dope.
I've known you liked Paramore since we met, Dev. I knew that.
Paramore doesn't count. That's definitely not Sleeper.
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
also
know.
I'm named after their lead singer, so definitely not Sleeper. So
I'm gonna go with some of my favorite bands: the Gaslight Anthem, the Pixies, and the Kinks. Especially the Kinks. The Kinks are incredible, and everybody knows their music. You've all heard one of their songs, guaranteed. But they're not really known. Like people don't know them by name. They don't associate their. I would say people. I'm sure there's somebody listening here know the Kinks, and if you're that person, you're awesome. I'm not saying you don't. I think the general public, they don't know how to recognize the Kinks at face value. The Kinks are. Oh God, people are gonna hate me. I won't say it.
you don't want that smoke either.
I don't know if I think the Kinks are every bit as good as the Beatles, and they kind of are in their shadow.
I mean, I don't like the Beatles in general, so
Yeah, you do. You just don't know
Everybody
it because everything is some
the Beatles.
iteration of their stuff. So you end up liking them even though you don't think you do.
That's true. The Kinks are right there with them in my book, and they've had some great songs, a bunch of them, and literally a bunch of them. They have so many like number one hits. But in my tour of rock and roll fandom, I've never really found anybody that's ever like, yeah, the Kinks are awesome. They're always just kind of like that song on the radio.
Never even heard of them.
Really?
yeah, I didn't know of them until you just said it.
Yeah, today years old.
Oh, I mean, you guys have heard Lola, right?
You'd have to sing it.
The rock song of Lola.
You'd have to.
Hello,
Yeah,
Lola. Do Lola. No,
Doesn't sound
nothing.
familiar.
Didn't ring a bell.
no.
Mm-mm.
You should give it a listen, and I don't know. See if it rings a bell. They've got a bunch of songs. I'm sure you've heard them on commercials, and I'm sure you've heard them in movies and stuff like that. There's a bunch.
My sleeper pick for music would be a group called Snarky Puppy.
It's Snarky Puppy.
Mm-hmm. It's like jazz.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
What was that
Jermaine
band that Chalfie
refers
gave
to
us?
it as. I don't know. He has so much stuff. I don't even, and it's all like newer shit. I don't listen to anything. I can't take his recommendations because it's new stuff, and I don't like new stuff.
That album that he gave us, that concept album, that was the shit. Like I really liked it. I don't remember what it was, but I really liked it. Okay, here we go. Oh, you guys know that song, right?
That's the you really got me, right?
Right.
You really got me going.
This is the
Okay.
Lola song.
I've never heard that before in my life.
Really?
Mm-mm.
It might be that our local rock station just doesn't play it.
Popular song.
You really got me. I know that.
Different songs.
I've only heard the remakes of that in very raunchy versions.
Yeah. There are a bunch of songs like that I think are, in pop culture. They're around. They're way more popular than people think, or than they get credit for, I think. Which again makes them the sleeper pick.
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm sure you have like 30,000 different sleeper movies.
It'd be horror stuff and, probably go through them all.
Yeah.
What about you?
A sleeper movie?
Sleeper movies really exist anymore? I feel like anything that gets on.
What's it called? Oh. I can see the movie, but I can't think of the title. And it was I think it's a sleeper because not very many people saw it or liked it. Oh my God. It's gonna. I cannot think of the movie. I can't think of who was in it either. I'm terrible when it comes to movies.
What sleeper movie?
A sleeper
Sleeper
movie.
movies. This is your category. Haley.
I mean, it's not a good movie, but I still very much enjoy it. The Internship. It's
I'm aware of
Vince
it. I don't think I've seen it.
It's a Vince Vaughn, Owen Wilson comedy
Yeah. I'm
about
aware of
working
it.
at Google. Yeah, I really like it.
I've got a million poor ones. I couldn't even.
I mean, technically, I could also say Bit is a sleeper movie.
I think that would count. Yeah.
Yeah.
Strange Days.
Strange Days.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
That
I
is
know that
my
one.
sleeper movie.
Strange.
It's like virtual reality recordings and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, that's my sleeper one. I
interesting.
really like that one.
I thought it was like going to be like The Doors or something.
I don't even know what the hell that is.
The Doors, the rock band. So their album was Strange Days.
Oh.
I don't know. Pick one. I feel like everybody should know them, but like suddenly I can't think of any. The Dark and the Wicked is an excellent horror movie that you can catch on Shudder. It's a Shudder original. Host was the other one I was trying to think of. If anybody hasn't seen Host, Host is excellent. It's
Also,
a Skype horror
reference-
movie.
Yeah, I was about to say, Donnie is talking about Host, not The Host, which is a movie based on
Correct.
a
Like
Stephanie
Host a
Meyer
Skype
novel.
call.
Yes.
It was a COVID horror movie that came out about people being on a Skype call, and it's great.
Yep.
Think like Skype meets Paranormal Activity, and
Yep.
you get like Host.
Mayhem's good too. It's a Stephen Young.
Samara Weaving.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Yeah, she's amazing. I love her.
Yeah.
All right, we did it.
Babylon AD from
I've seen this.
I like that movie.
That's pretty good.
I don't think anybody else really saw that.
Sci-fi is ripe for that sort of stuff. Oh, I always love the Time
That's
Machine.
where I live.
Is that a sleeper pick?
I don't even know what that is.
The
Time Machine?
Yeah, with I wanted to say, what's his name? His name's Guy something, right?
Guy Pearce?
The Iron Man guy, Guy Pearce. He's in a sci-fi movie called The Time Machine, which I loved for some reason when I was like, I feel like I watched it for the first time when I was like 12.
The only movie I know that has Time Machine in the title is Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
on
this is
IMDb,
called
so I
The
looked it up. It's
Time
called
Machine.
The Time Machine. Came out in
It's
02.
like Guy Pearce in it, and
If it came out in 02, that might be why I don't know about it. I was 7, you know.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see. Moving on. Let me find a good one. So many questions we have not gone through.
I know we didn't even get that many this week, and we still have. These are all we had a lot of questions for a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, can we get through like one or two more at least?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because we still have a bunch of questions for next week.
Right. June Dub says, I need a vacation. More like a staycation to get things done around LO here. I don't know what the LO means. But basically get things done around here and play some damn Helldivers 2 uninterrupted. What's your ultimate vacation getaway? And is it solo or with family or friends?
I also got a lot of stuff done this week around the house. I reclaimed the porch and like the hot tub. Got the hot tub going in, cleaned it out, going.
I mean, I'd love to go and meet like for example, Sean just met Victor Lucas, right? I'd love to go back to like Fan Expo
Victor
or something
Lucas?
like that. Yeah,
You want to go meet Victor Lucas too?
I do.
Did Sean just live your ultimate dream vacation?
No, because I don't think Sean had to leave his province to do so.
No, you said Expo. What was it? Van Expo?
A Fan Expo is where I met Tom Welling and Roger Clark. Yeah,
I thought she just got instantly cooler, and she was like, "I would love to go back to the Van Expo." I was like, "This is my shit." Now we're talking. Awesome, Haley.
You know what
I didn't know you were that
about.
cool. Yeah, and then you said Fan Expo, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds infinitely worse."
It's like
It's like, what if
you know what I mean?
gaming Twitter was in real life? I thought of that. Suda's back in town for MomoCon, and when I first saw it, I was like, man, it'd be cool to get him to sign my doc. And then I just thought of all of the people I had to wade through. I was like, no, never mind, I'm good. I have his autograph. I don't need 2 autographs. We're totally fine.
Yeah, you don't need
it was like a snap.
You don't need the con spell.
It was 2 synapses, like right back, like back to back. I was like,
yeah,
oh, that'd be
great.
cool. And I just saw like a flat. And I was like, never mind. No, it wouldn't be worth the drive down there.
I mean, I'm kind of limited because I don't have my passport, so I can't leave the country.
You're not limited. It's your dream.
It's your dream.
You talk about
ultimate vacation getaway.
Anything.
Like,
I would like to go see my best friend. Okay, they live in Missouri.
That's sad. Your dream vacation is Missouri.
Missouri.
Nobody wants to go to Missouri.
No,
People in Missouri trying to get the hell out of Missouri.
I mean, yes, they are indeed trying to get the hell out of Missouri, so that's not wrong. But no, my dream vacation is to go meet my best friend in person.
Sure, but hopefully somewhere better than Missouri.
You guys can meet up at like a fan expo versus Missouri.
True.
Yeah.
Fast Cryptic says, do you guys know a lot about controllers for Xbox? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
The specific question.
I don't.
Depends on what you're looking for.
My ultimate vacation is I would love to rent like a really fun, cool car to drive, like something like I couldn't afford, right? And I would love to drive like Route 66 to like the Grand Canyon or to Vegas or something, like just get out there like on some of like those that rural desert road shit that's out there and all those like side road attractions and stuff. I think it'd be super fun.
Have you a whole Jeepers Creepers moment.
Yeah, it's like stay at hotels, eat, like local shops, like kind of have that whole Americana experience. I think it'd be super fun. Me and the wife. I'd say RV, but like I'm not into driving all this big shit. Like I would like if I could rent that 750 power like Jeep and take that shit, like and have fun. Yeah. That sounds super fun. Or like a Corvette or a Ferrari or something, like something really cool.
My ultimate dream vacation I'll be having in June for my 20-year anniversary. We're going to an all-inclusive resort in Cancun, and I will be doing nothing. It's going to be glorious.
Dev gone wild.
Eat all the foods, drink all the drinks, sleep in, not worry about children. It's going to be great.
Do you appreciate Monday after I got my massage, I did mosey on through the grocery store and I bought 2 fat steaks for the wife.
Oh.
Like we haven't, to be honest with you, the price of steak's gone up through the roof. We haven't really eaten steak a whole lot lately.
Me over here buying steak every 2 weeks.
Fuck, I don't know how you do it because I can't afford it.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had a steak.
Hey.
A decent ribeye for one here is like 23, 26 bucks.
Oh, I don't buy ribeye. I just buy like strip loin. I don't buy
steak.
Our grocery stores here sell like a 3-pack of like a club pack of strip loin steaks for like 30, 40 bucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So Monday was cool.
I usually spend about $50 a paycheck on steak. Otherwise all I'm eating is chicken, and I gotta break that up somehow.
You're also shopping for one. There's some kids in the mix, and that shit goes quick.
Changes everything. It was my wife's birthday last time we went to it.
I'm shopping for restaurant. 2. I have to buy groceries for my mom. So
does she eat steak?
Lamb's good. She'll steal a piece. She'll steal a piece. She'll steal a piece from me when I cook it.
Tastes like dirt. Tastes like the earth.
What?
I had lamb for the first time at Easter, and it tasted fucking delightful. What?
Lamb doesn't taste like dirt.
For me, it is a flavor that I don't enjoy.
I don't know if you just heard my mom in the other room.
It tastes like the earth to me.
Like if you walked outside, grabbed a handful, put your mouth, that's what lamb tastes like.
For me.
Dev, right as you said, I don't like it. My mom in the other room just shouts, yuck.
Use some lamb chops.
Yeah, I'm not
good veal.
Veal's good too.
Nah, I'm good. Give me the chicken. Give me the pork. I'm black. What do you expect?
As long as you're not getting your steak well done. Looking at you.
No, that's not
if
where
I get a
was
steak,
going. I
it's
thought she was
medium.
about to get like really racist.
Oh.
She's like, as long as you're not insert other nationality. That's 100% what it sounded like. He's like, come on, man, I'm black. We know how to laugh. And she's like, as long as you're not. I was like, where is this going? We don't know this side of Haley. Damn.
No, that is literally me shading my boss who tells me that he cooks the steak well done.
Well done steak. That's just wrong.
Gross.
Yep, it sure is. Yep.
Oh. Here's a
Shoe
fun
leather.
one for neither of you. Yarden says, with Caitlin Clark set to sign a shoe deal with Nike and her jersey selling more in a week than the entire Cowboys team sold in 2023, what are some of your favorite signature shoes? He says in parentheses, sorry, Donnie, and jerseys you've owned. I'm not a jersey guy,
nothing.
but I own 8 pairs of Jordan 1s alone. Yarden, you're living my dream. I have 1 pair of Jordan 1s, not 8. They're too damn expensive.
I have 1 pair of shoes. They're Under Armour running shoes that I wear for work.
You gotta have at least 2 pairs of shoes. You gotta have more than 1.
I had a pair of steel toes, but I don't need them anymore.
Have there been any like signature basketball shoes, Donnie, that you've seen that you've liked? Not that you would buy, because I can't imagine
they're
doing that. But
Jordans.
like,
I've had Air Force Ones before. I've had a couple pairs of those over the years.
do you have a favorite signature shoe?
Like a player's shoe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't think so. Nothing that nothing stands out to me. No, I know of them. Kyrie's had shoes. I want to say the Starberries. Can I pick those?
No, you can't pick those. I'm sorry.
What about the Shacks at Walmart? Those count?
No, you also can't pick those. That's
Hey man,
not allowed.
that dude is actually putting shoes on the real people.
I mean, you know,
I'm about it.
No. So some of my favorites, the Kobe Protros, those are always dope. Especially the ones Protro. Just type it in.
What the? What is that sentence? What?
The Kobe Protro 8. Just look it up.
Got it. That is one
The
word.
Kobe
Protro.
4 Protro. There's lots of them. It's all like the really specialized versions of Kobe's. They have some Bruce Lee Kobe's that are awesome. They also have some Bruce Lee Kyrie's that are dope.
Sure, man.
Yeah, Protro. It's just a standard. It's Protro. It's like a performance retro. So like an older version of a shoe that they bring back.
Why would you not just say that though? Like
Because they're called
sounds...
Protro. Because if you look it up, it's called the Kobe Protro. Like Kobe 8 Protro.
I got
how it
nothing.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Kobe
Sorry.
4 Protros, the Philly ones are really dope. They've got his signature. And they're just dope. I still have those. The Jordan ones always go hard. I like the Hair Jordans also. Jordan 8s are great. Patent leathers are dope. The 12s are great.
I don't think I ever liked any of LeBron's shoes.
There was only 1 pair of his that I like from like
I think
3 or 4
Kyrie
years
had
ago.
a shoe that I liked once.
I like the
couldn't tell you
Kyrie
which one it
2s, the
was.
Kyrie 3s. The Paul George 2s are also dope. He's got a
He's the only one I
PlayStation
really-
version of them.
He's the only one I really think of, because like I don't know how many Cavs had their own shoe brand.
Just Kyrie and LeBron. That's it.
You know, Mark Prices, no Andy Varejão's, can't get no Andy
Absolutely not.
V2s, no Andy V2s,
Nah, Doc. Not
no
happening.
Ben Wallace's,
Nah, Big Ben
on.
Wallace. He'd have been a Converse
J.R.
dude.
Smith. Well, wait a minute. We had Dean Wade. Gotta have some Wades.
We don't like his shoes. His shoes are kind of ugly.
Oh, they're not good.
Yeah, the Wades have never been
We've had a
great.
lot of no Andrew Bynums,
Sir.
no Corvers,
Sir. Come on now. Absolutely not.
no Delantes.
No. I think Delonte may have been signed to Nike, but he wouldn't have had a signature shoe. He'd have been just like a team shoe.
Yeah, it's like Garland.
Yeah, and I know you
J.R.
guys
Smith
don't.
should have a shoe.
Nah,
My man deserves a
team
shoe.
Team shoe. Nobody's buying the J.R. Smiths.
I would.
He's not selling shoes. No, you wouldn't.
I would. Just for the audacity, I would.
He'd have a golf shoe
Character,
before he had an
man.
actual basketball shoe.
Now we're fucking talking. The Nike JRs, yeah, be great.
Yeah, jerseys. The only jersey I've ever really wanted was the old school Philly Iverson jersey that I never got.
I have a shit ton of jerseys.
No, you
I don't wear them
You have a shit
anymore.
ton
I
of
don't like them
t-shirts.
anymore. No, I have jerseys. I have a
You
bunch
have
of jerseys.
actual jerseys.
Yeah, I could go grab you a handful of them right now. A whole bunch of them. Cavs, Browns, Ohio State. Which ones do you want? I got all the Ohio State alternates. Got the black one, got the gray one, got the red one with the black numbers. Full scarlet. Browns. I got the shitty ones. I got the awesome ones. The alternates for sure. The alternates are fire. Cavs. I have the yellow ones, the wine ones, the orange ones.
Which players? Which players do you have for all these jerseys? Who's the player name?
Okay. Browns. I have a Beckham jersey. I believe I have a Manziel jersey. I think there's a Johnny Football one in there somewhere. That's not true. Who was the other young? There's another young player, Gordon.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he was a beast.
A Browns Tim Couch jersey.
I had a Couch one a long time ago, but I don't have it anymore.
My favorite number is 2. That's the only reason I had it.
I had a Winslow alternate, an orange Kellen Winslow Jr. one. I have a Denzel Ward one. I have a Myles Garrett one, and I have a Nick Chubb one. Those are my 3 current ones. Cavs, I have a Delonte jersey. I have a LeBron jersey. I have a Dwayne Wade jersey because it was on sale.
I
picked it up for
it's not even. He wasn't.
He's
even
a Cav. Don't take it away from us. He's a Cav.
Not even a whole season.
Doesn't matter. He's a Cav.
Jesus
so
Christ.
it was on clearance for like $18. I was like,
the jersey probably says Cavs on it. So
I have a Mo Williams jersey. I was a big fan.
Wow. I've got a Hines Ward jersey, got a Jerry Rice jersey, have a Steve Young jersey.
You really are a fan of like the individual player, aren't you?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah,
very much so.
That's where we differ a lot on because I could never wear another team's jersey. Like that just doesn't even equate to me.
Yeah, I'm a player. I don't really care about the team.
I can love the player, but I'm not wearing the damn jerseys.
I mean, I also have always liked the Steelers. Like I have an AFC team and I have an NFC team. I don't have any real allegiance.
I fucking hate the Steelers.
I know. Love my Hines Ward jersey. It's great.
He's a great player.
He was one of the greatest receivers ever. Oh my God, he's delightful out. Love it.
I used to love when they would run like QV, like quarterback reverses and shit, let him throw the ball and stuff. He's crazy, good, great junk player.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I might have
great
had
receiver on his own, but like he would run so many trick plays and stuff. He was, utility player for sure. Could do anything.
Yep. Only basketball jerseys I've ever had have always been Laker jerseys. Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel. Never had a Kobe jersey.
I have 2 or 3 Indians jerseys. No Guardian stuff yet.
I also had a Cedric Ceballos jersey.
Really?
Cedric Ceballos, yeah. Yeah.
That's Shaq's dude.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. I never knew who this was until Shaq
Garbage
mentioned
Man. The Garbage Man.
We had a kid on our team that we drafted on the first era of LeBron. He was our first round pick. It was J.J. Hickson.
I remember him. Yeah.
Power forward center. Mm-hmm. And Shaq was on the team and like tutoring him. And Shaq on the NBA TV, post game or whatever, when he was there, he's like, I used to always tell Cedric or JJ Hickson he could be the next Cedric Ceballos. And I was like, who the fuck are we talking about? Like that's
the guy who just cleans up all the garbage and ends up with 40 points.
Well, he ended up in the G League, so that did not work. I didn't even realize he was good. I remember you and Delvin correcting me on that. That's before, I don't know if it was before my time, but before I was paying attention, or was it following it that deep?
It's definitely early 90s. Very early 90s. Yeah.
One more?
Let's see.
Yeah, we can do one more.
Yeah. Trying to find a decent one.
Do TPRs. He's not here. That'd be good for Haley, right?
Yeah. What's your favorite Delvin take and why?
Well, it's certainly not pancakes.
No.
It's not
absolutely not.
taste in horror movies. It's not the Dark
not-
Pictures anthology.
No,
It's not picking
at
a
all.
superhero or a superpower.
Oh gosh.
Definitely isn't
Oh,
that.
I
saw a TikTok that made me think of him with Aragorn. He said, "I'd rather spend a lifetime with you than an eternity by my." And I just thought that was like, he really got this wrong. He got the
literally
whole
was like,
thing wrong.
What power did he choose? Because I haven't had a chance to go back. And
Immortality.
listen, so.
He just wanted to
He
live
chose to be
forever.
immortal. Yeah.
And we walked him through like all of the
pitfalls of that power. Yeah,
Yes.
We did.
Pretty shitty power.
We did.
Yeah. Yeah,
we did.
I can name two that are infinitely better than it. One, being a power siphon. Oh, now I have every power. Or personal
That's
choice,
lame.
shapeshifting.
That's like some third grade cheating bullshit. I wish
Peter
for
Petrelli.
more wishes. Get the fuck
Peter
out of here.
Petrelli, man.
It's some Peter Petrelli nonsense, and I love it. Thank you. I love Peter Petrelli.
I'm here for it.
Anyways,
Definitely cheating.
Donnie's over here like, the fuck you talking about?
I have no idea.
It's from Heroes. It was a great
Heroes.
show until it wasn't.
Oh, I know the show. I never watched it, but I know the show because Ali Larder was in the show, and I love her.
Was.
Talk about being a cult. I will cult for her.
Oh, she plays such a weird fucking character in that show. It's
Do not care.
Weird.
I don't know who she is.
Ali Larder?
Yeah,
she's the blonde girl with the little kid who's really smart and takes apart all the electronics.
Didn't she have like a twin sister that was evil or something, or she forgot who she was? Okay.
What?
Yes, yeah.
She's in a bunch of stuff. I've seen her in a bunch of stuff.
She was also in Final Destination and Final Destination 2.
Varsity Blues.
Yeah.
Oh, the whipped cream chick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, no, not my type. She can kick rocks.
She's really not my type either. But I don't want to
again.
I think she has like a hot smile.
But the power I would actually pick is shape-shifting.
Okay,
still better than
tree or something?
No,
like what's going on?
Do whatever she wants.
Human shape-shifting. I can.
Okay.
Okay, well,
I got you.
Yeah.
Better than Delvin's.
Yeah.
I told Delvin I'm burying him alive. I'm just gonna bury you, and you're screwed because you have no other powers to get out.
Also, here's the better question: does his immortality come with invulnerability? Because if you bury an immortal person alive, are you actually killing them? Because if they don't have invulnerability, they're gonna run out of air.
Huh? No, never mind. I don't want to know.
No,
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Sure. We don't know. That was not clear.
Anyways, what is my favorite Delvin take and why? I love how he just tries to be the contrarian to everything.
That's Dev.
Does he? That's me.
That's not Delvin.
That's what I do.
You two specifically are contrarians to each other. I mean, in general, if someone has a take that Delvin disagrees with, he'll go to bat for it, and that's what I love about a Delvin take. Is it's probably not the answer that would be expected, but
he's about to fall asleep.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to articulate this
She's
to way
racking her
sense.
brain. Like, how do I make this?
No, I love that he goes to bat so hard for like anything that he's trying to advocate for, and that's one of the things that's best about Delvin.
Let's see.
That makes
I'm trying to think of a terrible take that Delvin has that I actually agree with. What I will say is this. Yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything that he's had a take on that I've been like, that's my favorite. Because he just has so many awful ones, and I'm just like, damn it, Delvin.
Gold coin.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Monero de Ora.
I don't have a specific one. I know he has them. He just recently had one, I think, on Shaq, where he when he said it, I was like, "Oh, Delvin, that's pretty good," but I just don't remember what it was. I will say this: my favorite thing about Delvin, and I will say this, is, I really like his willingness to try things, and his generally, like, I want to say, like, cheery, positive spirit.
1000%.
yes.
Even when he's in a bad mood, he can be in a bad mood or things going bad. He can be in a bad mood and even say things to let you know he's a bad mood. But even then, he still comes off somewhat positive compared to most people that I've met in similar
1000%.
situations.
He really is truly like the best of us. He's super upbeat no matter what. He can be in the worst mood, and if you're in a bad mood, he's gonna do whatever he can to pull you out of it. Like, he's just
on the human level, but like also like just in games, like it's just a nice.
He likes everything. Everything is great.
He does. Yeah.
Even if it's bad, like he'll still talk about it.
Which
like
is why.
He talked about how the Mutant Ninja Turtles game he bought sucked.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
He also talked about how he played it to finish and liked it and the cool things that it did. Like you can never not get it out of him all that much. I don't think he doesn't have like Dark Path Infamous route in him. It doesn't exist.
No.
That's
probably my favorite Delvin take
either. I feel bad when I do evil things in video games.
Yeah, like he doesn't have it. He's the kid that'll tell on himself. Like he doesn't have it. It's not him.
My favorite Delvin take is the fact that he can find the positivity in everything.
Yeah,
like he'll find.
I was just saying
everything.
On Shaq this weekend. I was playing Life is Strange. Rebecca asked me if I'm playing it differently than the first time, and I was like, I think so, because I'm playing now as Max, and she's a total asshole. I was like, I'm trying to go for the throat here. Here's the thing, Dev. You've never played it. You learn that Max doesn't have it in her.
No,
even when you try it, like she's such a sweetheart.
To be an asshole,
yeah, she just can't. Like she's just the sweetest thing. That's Delvin. Like I don't think it's there for him.
Literally, like
just funny because he'll tell you.
Delvin can.
I know, but I don't think it's. But I don't think it's him.
It's not innate. It has to be
not innate.
One of the things you can do in the first Life is Strange as Max is you're trying to get into your dorm room and there's a group of girls blocking it, and you literally like drop a can of paint on them, and her response is, "Well, I guess you got your selfie." That's her taunt to them.
Yeah, she doesn't have
what?
Yeah, so these girls have been picking on you.
No. He doesn't care. Let's not explain the whole thing. But yeah, so I like
that's your rebuttal.
I really like that he brings that to the show. I like that he brings it to the games that he plays. You talk about the negativity of like online banter or gaming or complaining and stuff like that. He doesn't really do that a whole lot. I like that.
No.
Yeah. It's a good dude. I hope things start turning around for him for real.
Yes.
That's my dude.
For real.
100 grand. So
Delvin,
we miss you, Delvin. You come back whenever the hell you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we have more people. That's why we have a rotation.
Bingo.
Good timing.
Indeed. Perfect timing. And on that note, I think this is a good place to put a pin in this show and tell you all to play some goddamn video games.
Nobody's sleeping in the middle of the bed. The middle of the bed is only where you do the business. But when everybody's ready to sleep, it's the side of the bed that can't be beat. It's the middle of the bed where lovers meet. But when it comes time to slumber, it's the edges. Ooh, the edges.